went to Ashanti region. And it didn't go well with some of you. Let me apologize for not informing you before I went there.
Thank you.
But what I want all the party faithfuls to know, that I have not resigned from the party.
Hey, we are Bama.
I am not going independent.
Amen.
I'm still an MPP member.
Yes.
And you know, once I'm a party member, no matter what happens during the primaries, I think we are all party people, and it will be best for all of us to come together. So I'm pleading with my supporters. Let's use my birthday to reconcile.
Amen.
I'm also appealing to Vice President supporters. I know they are intimidating my supporters.
Yes.
If they want us to come together and unite for a united front, then they should also reciprocate the same favors I'm rendering on behalf of my supporters.
We are Bama.
So I'm pleading with both sides. We have finished the election, the primaries. The vice president has won, and therefore there is no Ken Agyapong supporters, no vice president supporters, MPP supporters. You know, if you know me very well, I'm not selfish.
Yes.
People have come to me several times, so go independent, go independent. I think that is not the wise thing to do. And therefore, I have refused to do that. So I'm pleading with the supporters and MPP party supporters, MPP people at large, everywhere, that with United Front, we can win the election in 2024. I'm glad the national chairman is here. I know he's listening attentively and he will report to the party. We're all one. Let's come together and win 2024.
Yes.
Well, good evening. Jasu live on OK 101.7 FM. Because we are live in our ship house Abeka Junction. OK 101.7 FM. My mini production team no. Mr. Kojo Hansen ni DOP Adibedi Akono DJ All Black na de Bremo. You are live so we got you FM to me and a high live radio America Rapprochement. Kings Jersey Radio so New Jersey America. NASFA UK Rapprochement. And Adafupa Media so for here live also Europe, France, and Belgium. Good evening, Bio. The same way I predicted it. My assistant bit America, London, be disappointed, confused. So a party, a political flex, and also NDC, also MPP, or the Matema, and a lot of people also did say. But the issue is that America coming for what and say this is one my prophetess for what prophet. Because you see, I predicted a day way. I know Ken Agyapong so well from 2000. That's so unim Ken Agyapong unim say. You see, you must understand the panel. Number two, you must also understand the panel trajectory. But then the issue I ever can cry broader than that because they say about a close marking. Because NDC, even with a lot of things that is working in the favor of NDC, you know, NDC in himself 2024 elections, they know a lot of things are working in NDC's favor. But they know say about one, machinery. They know say especially this time when MPP, MPP are very dangerous to NDC. And I will show you some comparison between NDC and MPP. Here, the MPP for year, Bawumia with all his friends and born in terms of economy, MPP are fighting of corruption. I sound like a broken record because I have been constantly repeating MPP for mess. Repeating last week, you can catch them on. I said the MPP is struggling to even name running mates because of doom so they want to minimize how more excesses before they can announce the running mate so that it won't bring too much political value. Because see, at the end of the day, no, the NBC MPP 4 years in also a advertisement a political marketing no more year. Political marketing is done everywhere across the world. 18 nobody or money goes here, a Kimpaluta small boy, and so no cry on conform. I just Ghana for see. Excuse my French. May you so wear the baby French because I can't find a better way to use. In class no mama yenyai. In class no mama yenyai. In class so bad attacking Kimpaluta. Number 1 or your Ghanani. Number 2, he has a right. Which Ghana constitution the amo bia or your Ghanani say. As long as we are Ghanani 18 years and above, and no sign my to me to abba. And therefore to me to abba, you have the right of association. Constitution can clear. Or say freedom of association to me do me ko bia emeko memeko junso krobo foko wan foko uwo enti NDC ni MPP eyekuo say dia wo NDC na wo MPP no obi to kodo emeko obi so awo kwa uman amo de oboba ye ntijai kwa uni to obedom kwa foko a o problem ni say amo be didi Kimpaluta atem chese me wo say ate Bawumia wa ya mfofo ahi but that is very for want of another better word. Complete in criticism. Mini Abama Beku Santana. Or NDC, and ya someone can be MPO. I want Fantimai. I be a complete MP. Acquire complete MP. I be Santana Namono. I don't so much experience. There's no reason. More parliament, they are not better than Abeku Santana. I've known Abeku for over 20 years. Abeku experience okuta in media, in marketing, especially media no profit but in marketing, in advertising, in managing, marketing. Who is one of the geniuses in marketing? There is no reason why Abeku Santana should not be in parliament. I don't John Dumelo or Abeku Santana now. Abeku Santana every video endorsing Mahama and you. And you knew, Abeku Mahama boy, and you knew. And this Abeku so why this money, Yano. Kuma would boy, I saw almost a castle, said ye, Omodomo Mahama same because Obian, you see, everybody has an interest. Now, politicians here, so many not so more interest. That is why I don't understand how Moody Ken Agyapong at them. No, Moody not them said, and I Ken Agyapong, I didn't identity. For Christ's sake, he has 23 children. Our mama come 23. Nonsense. That is also not to say, Mooney right to criticize him. You have a right to criticize him. But he also has a right to change his mind. He has a right to support whoever. He has a right to go back. Just say, well, I'm not going to MPP. Only Pano has his interest. And that's what I'm saying. Say, and then I can make just about from a prophetess. I told you, say, the kind of business interest Ken Agyapong will not leave MPP. And I'm going to matem no. Mami bi oti a first saying UK also when you buy polo so the only number 1 will be matem because you people don't understand Ken Agyapong. You don't even know him. You don't know him like some of us. You do not even know him. Like Mino Kadnakwachi, you don't even know him. Okutan Kolama Akumaku 23. We're building a business empire. Ghana you don't go take Ken Agyapong Ibrahim Mahama. You don't go take Omoya me asami some better down with to down go take by your level. You don't go take no Ken Agyapong Ibrahim Mahama. Despite Topori Sapon, a Zoom Lion. You don't go take no. They won't play with their business interests. Ken Agyapong no first he was an American before he became a Ghanaian. How denouncing the citizenship to do politics. When you have to slogan and say they have permanent interests, not permanent friends. Sinya wana abekire Ken Agyapong to di meko na nimakum. Ne ma 23. Mo small boys na guess ya. Atopapra mu bi da. Mo bekire Ken Agyapong yansa. Say until MPP na wonko. Na mo can say political party tie easy. Mo can say sorry ya even Allan Chemante kwa. How many of you are supporting Allan Chemante? Wednesday or launching a big agenda project, mo can support Allan Chemante. How many of you? More ya mamu 200 Ghana cedis amamu ria mo support it. so ye humo na mujiwi. I say no, ye humo na mujiwi. We need about we for vote. You these people are the same people criticizing Ken Agyapong. Are you serious? You have no business. You have no business. All right, so yeah, he's a citizen. Kimpalut all right to join whoever he wants to join. Nasi, me bra Nasi na poku. Tamani also ama media me drama right. I've told you people here several times. Me Mahama from Parliament that it won't change. Me pe Bawumia so it won't change. Ken Agyapong me penasem it won't change. Everybody has a right. Na mo kran na mo na mo te politics aseno. They bia mo ba want am person mu di obi atem for a choice that you have. Sometimes who could be you? Obi will be what problem? Because the moment I depend on celebrity, now you will be what dini kaka no say suro na mo wo. Say ni pa no kwaka asome si anaso obenten ho a. Enye ni pa no kwafo be support me kai pa. Shaka ni stone boy. Omo support bi emu di omatem. Rapprochement ya kofa portions of their constitution. Ghana your constitution hono. Oprah Winfrey munyina Obama they all supported him. Jay-Z, Beyonce, they all supported Obama. What's the difference? UK musicians almost supporting conservatives and now Republicans. Mama yanya sem kurase semono. Na fata Ghana for Abrante Kimpaluta Abrante for the first Abrante winning award. What you man not trendy baby na odia America almost here White House dinner. Yeah, friend, he celebrates so bia almost here even Republicans cry Biden to see from Trump to so also here White House dinner almost for bia media for celebrities you almost from Ghana kwan and it's sad that we are not growing, we are not getting exposure. Now I said you said the Brunyan class someone. Now someone Bob Marley will be turning in his grave, eh? Or see emancipation from mental slavery. None but ourselves. And you ever rescue your home. This is what Bob Marley said. Emancipation from mental slavery. And then Ghana for one man I'm gonna come save your mind in the future. What to be now? I can say. Obi adding a dark citizenship to toilet. Yeah, chance of Benya PhD. This is what Bob Marley said. Bob Marley had a PhD in wisdom, PhD in Nyansa, PhD in wisdom, PhD in music, PhD in motivation, inspiration. Bob Marley say Africans, yeah, finance and young call be master finance and not build your mind. And Bob Marley Mokaya or for money idea, you know, this is what they did. Ghana man telling me about to make us say, what if I go to be toilet? Yeah, chance I will be your PhD knowledge. Nimdia, any knowledge in one classroom. Nimdia, how would about wow mine? Now mine, I cost there be. Now, another wow mine. And democracy in Ukraine, judgments and it's a rolling as a rolling here. So that's a young come back to multi-party democracy. Say they have Obia Benya Kwachen again. Obia Benya Kwaya dumb party our pay. Obia Benya Kwaya to me freely. Hakuaba deciding on who their MP will be. Rolling the time near any MPO. Rolling the time near any MP. PNDC in Owania was secretaries of state. They were appointed by government. There was nothing like MP. There was nothing like DC. Almost secretaries in Abemba, one appointed BBR. And never cry constitution. You cry, power near the Ama president, Dawson. And almost pushy yam, go back to democracy. You come back to democracy, not democracy. Now, my 2 minutes say, open this year, a drum. You campaign, man, DC. Let wait, also open DC. One, your Mahama, or be a lot of people who even say they like NDC, no. But Mahama and Tio, Mahama candidate, it attracts a lot of people. He's a very decent, affable, human relations. He's very perfect. Ne smile personality wise, where Bema 10 gram come in Ghana. Yeah, definition of beer, Bema Mahama affected perfectly. And that is the same description President Kufuor. Why here? Yes, a gentle giant. No one fair. Sexy eyes. Bemen Monyam for what been in one my dear books. President Kufuor got to know one quantity toilet more. What is saying, Sunny, a small jano, Konya, London, no, and what the NH, no, health insurance, no, me, London, no, President Gufat, may began at Son and he did it, Bessine. We are the beneficiaries of Nyansa, P.A. President Gufo, one, and a health insurance. What the quantity toilet and Kakasi health insurance. President Gufo, science, and not be maternal health. Oh, what? You bet you'll be the amount. What the quantity toilet and Cabeza. Mama Yen, Bia Mugana youth. Canada Japan business acumen okutano. HMPA4. Business acumen okutano. Life lessons, street knowledge okutano. HMPA4. Canada Japan tiabroche one quantity toilet mo. Or saying Sunny in Biano Wenyano. Sikana Wenyano, be sacrificing the Bagana be building. Look at the impact he has made. Yeah, the impact he feel what Tema keke, you know a crack. Ni impact ya feel what Tema keke, you bet me the Asabu, you walk say yes, Kennedy Japan, where Bema, he has impacted Ghana. So, more criticize, you have no business. You have no business. What do you criticize? Na kona mo ebi mo amubuafu anya anya mo dey. Obi papa no anya mo dey. Obi choice. Say dey mo na mekere. E say dey ya wan ma ye aduma ya that's why na chi ayeka. Ye aduma no obi be na mo na mo wo awudi ata wo na wo ble. Wo na wo ble. Because ye tell we ayeko. Ye kan okra na kire mo we told you I told you say Canada Japan. The business interests are building empire no are building. He won't risk it. That's number one. Because only pe biano. What did I want to want? And some of you of course, he's a Ghanaian. Into a young Ghana ye. That's one million Ghana was a Ghana bay and go see a Brattamahabo by a coastal at you. Brattamahabo. Number 10 one day you come to 12 and then it will come to 12 on Braho. Then you understand the kind of person you are dealing with. You cannot create your mom pet. See, I'm not trying to Canada Japan independent. Okay, I say yes to crack can the Bible. Yes, on your politician. Yes, no, on your politician. No, what can the Bible? So, Nipa Ben no be see that I want to say. Say if he has enough to finish or complete the building. Yes, to crack was a planner. Not Canada Japan. Canada Japan Nipa. Yes, on your politician. You Canada Japan your politician. Or no, what translate to say. Was so independent. More cash won't go independent. More money teku. Simple. Allan Chairmantin ko independent from the Marco donate once the amano. Yen is can amo san page. One to amak afranto amu nyina sika amu pentra. Not because you don't think that Allan Chairmantin doesn't have what it is, because you can men leaders here. Ghana producer. We can say it without flinching. Allan Chairmantin is one of them. Your name so your executor. Obi awa bin what here dumana say any medumana awo no. Say Allan Chairmantin record a present garment and textiles factory. I have been a witness of factories under President Kufo Allan Chairmantin Nitema. Free zones enclave. In fact, the entire free zones concept is Allan's baby. Agoa, Allan's baby. Money at time or a Ghana ambassador to America or the US are buying negotiating say Ghana a product to be including vegetables buy it. Allan Chairmantin buy it and export to America. Sika Ghana business people nya any move factors it's because of Allan Chairmantin. Buy it. And they see America, Mexico for shopping in Ghana yarns. It is Ghana buy premium value, premium rate because of Allan. More to a man, more penisika jansana to a man. You want to collect his money before you even consider him. Abro. Movie amo kwachirasu onko independent. Wako idea na muye Allan. Obama Bankolan Kitty donating $1, $5. How much supporting the campaign? How much are you donating to Allan's campaign? Oh, Pebiaje. No, the we are Botswana, no page. Because Allan Ono, the principle, the value, no really be that. It was so to. I'm probably been no second day, Japan independent. What are not paying and a co independent. Oh, yeah, they are not paying and a co independent. You're sorry, I need a co independent. No, you're sorry, I ain't analysis, they are the co independent. Me see a car or more build the Ghana Allan town. Make a garment and textile factory. Or see ya so much textiles revamp Allan baby. Japan textiles. Japan or could you talk consuency? Again, Allan and Casa factory and Casa Quancani and Cadana scraps. Allan made an effort. Convert China foreign by to revamp the factory Japan textiles. Tama GTP Allan. In fact, a TTL a good waterman. Allan Kofa JC Penny. I'm not from Adabla Brothers. And man, we are socks. We are socks. And if we gun export to US market and the government and Texas factory project. That is Allan. That is Allan. Are you voting for Allan? Ken Agyapong go independent. We have an independent candidate already. Ken Agyapong only Allan Chamatin for pre-independent vote. You know, Allan is the independent person. There's no difference. Allan a businessman or business as he won him day. Was setting up business people be brave. And protect foundation. Allan is starting here. And two Ken Agyapong is Allan. Toma Allan. If you mean business, and Toma Allan, you say yes, you really mean business. And the Ken Agyapong some economy I support him any day. Or some one he's just trying to be diplomatic. Or one say Ken Agyapong to of course on. And they say, oh, no, family, so yes, but he remains an MP. We're making a choice. He remains NDC. Honestly, we're making a choice. Obia, make your choice. About is about choice. Make your choice. Kuma uvoya almost Mahama almost choice. No. Wow, also do people for vote for the person. Udo Kofi Kranting vote for that person. Udo Odike vote for that person. Udo CPP vote for CPP. Whoever. It's a matter of choice. Yenya is them class seven empathy. Broche bia celebrities ni other people need na they endorse. In fact, to kwa broche a CNN and Fox one enemy. Fox is aligned to Republicans. CNN a Democrat kakra. But they try to be objective and fair. They are always objective and fair. But obia American politics they are better say. Ofa media houses na ebinom tell to say ebinom to say obi and you obi atem America obi atum di obi atem UK Ghana nkwan and cross sem but I na ma fe patodro no titie mama ni mie expose kakra ni enyan cross sem na ye twam sa level no ye nyini ye twam sa level after over 30 years of multi-party democracy we must grow from baby and here one we must grow. Election way, issue a 6 months penny a day. NPP has not been able to give us their running mates. NDC, am I a candidate? Am I a running mate? Issues Ben will be added 2 tables. So this 6 months election, this is the time one. We are not wasting it on Ken Agyapong free mo. NPP for TMC, NPP for the being strategic. The way I'm campaign, and I'm now to take up second. NPP are almost underdog, and that's what is dangerous for NDC. NPP for no. Omo say omo so move your position or mobile. Campaign no omo ye no, sa no omo ye no. NDC they na quite see a winning dada. And this is exactly what I said I was warning NDC for against. Let me look for the video. Because normally who can say NDC full soldiers no ma bon no. No ma ba ye be di atem. Ye me send message ye me ye fia because if you can be there NDC ye can. Nonsense nko crash some say yeah. They say do get na kasa na can say look, do not behave as if they are winning dada. All hands on deck. Dear Bawumia is exactly what they said to get told NDC to do. Dear Bawumia, no friend from Bia, in fact, one Chamanti, the campaign in us independent. No, if one have not given up, they are still begging Allan and also maybe Canada. I predicted it here. Omugusu Allan Chow still 6 months to elections. Allan I the logo. Why any t-shirt? Why me see Wednesday Allan launching a big project, massive one pan or launching Wednesday Mbatenka. And so still people have not given up on Allan. Omugusu who are beg of you. NDC for how many times do you see Dr. Dufo NDC platform so? How many times do you see Kodobonsu NDC platform so? How many times do you see a friend saying NDC for other forum? Near to a anti Mahama. Look at the experience of fire NDC for sideline no. Solomon cancer no kasebi and NDC for tatano. Busa onse totobi kwache. NDC aparachikis totobi kwache way. Onyayo papanik siasipa or the way see. Why is he not following Mahama's campaign? Yera totobi kwache busa onye NDC aparachiki. Ask yourself. Konako busa party from penny for no. I don't know, Montana Jib Mahama campaign in Kwaboso. Why have they hijacked Mahama's campaign? I don't know, person penny for the Bawumia every people have done. I thought said Damboche no, Amako form, Damboche war, chief campaign strategist. A first say, Oparian Sansu MP. Who you be or your mafia, Busa Brand Champo Chris Robert Opariansa. Mafia mu King Kong. Mafia mu King Kong. Brand Champo Cross who US army or sniper. A first Opariansa and the mafia there 4 times was whom one mafia no deceit ni prinsem and all the quabetifino. Mafia Opariansa on it Damboche. Omo ye key for strategies. Papa for that funny at the ending on Cocrafo old men in a good Bawumia the Fredo money at the end they are there. Amudi show, I'm the kitchen cabinet or pushing or around. No more in a single conanado. They be all the catapano say about Bawumia campaign. I like to say, I'm not going to pop Bawumia chon. And he has not sidelined anybody. And this Busa. Where's Totobikwachi? Where's who the Aya? Who the Aya? Who the Aya? Almighty, these are the people. Mahama NDC democracy Mahama ye CPP ni o kone papa ne bucha for nya CPP ansa na obey NDC ni but who do I am there where the people struggle with Rollins he say don't get any old person who no Mahama campaign mu afon kokrafo no mo ye NDC aparatiki where are they even ahoy ato ahoy mo ne ade omo he kwame na ahoy omo he when kwame na ahoy Mahama ba ye between Professor Mills and President Mahama kwame na ahoy no ya Greek minister. Greek was growing at 2.5%. Mama buy no muyi a kwame na ho if you adan yet kwesi ahoy rather kwesi ahoy no muyi kwesi ahoy if you adan ya say kwesi ahoy betumi the president or presidential ambition ti omuyi ni free ho ye yi kwesi ahoy free ho they find no kwaya South Africa ambassador Ghana ambassador to South Africa obi probably as a Greek minister a Greek grew at 0.1%. Sometimes what the personal interest boom. And if you listen to the wrong people, small boys nobody Mahama, you know. These were the people are running to Omudi say, baby should sharp teeth. All evil dwarfs know these people run Mahama's government down. I don't like those people around Mahama. President Mahama, for all people to become Mr. Wa. President Mahama, about to away, you must give us the showdown. Bawumia showdown, my for all people nibi. Where are those old people? We see Totobikwachi, who do you ya? Kwesi ahoy mo, ato ahoy mo, where are they? The last time you saw ato ahoy mo no, Dr. Jena no pokwa di maya fa no, as when in the party. And Okasa, who so Okasa bill. They are the chief strategists, but where are they? What is their role in the campaign? Apart from a say, don't get you ACDR me, PADC me, NDC ni OD campaign as chairman of the party. I mean, even a Brad Sami photo, Brad Sami photo. How many times do you see him? Brad Sami photo. Obia oye NDC aparatiki. So in Brad Sami photo. Ono to say, Omo ko say na Mahama say onya president obedi. From time man Brad Sami photo for some powerful. A local government minister and NDC for because say na Mahama. Say a district assembly for chief executive ni nyina they are rooting for some powerful mayor candidate. Na mo start to undermine for some powerful. One for some powerful campaign mu. Say campaign nko be gina brane. And don't come and give me excuse no for some powerful case or court. After force your only case or court. And then minority leader. And then you are ready to Mamma another example, I don't do any Muntaka. NDC last election 2020, NDC got 27% out of Ashanti region, mostly because of Muntaka. Where is Muntaka in Mahama's campaign? The Bawumia or Makofa Damboche, or Makofa Payansa, or Payansa or chairman or no Wanya, General Secretary Wanya, or Mudomina Babekam. Where is or a first a Arne Brisu? Where is one and Bundis is here? I have some family to cram. Where are all those people? How did Brisu? Muntaka Mubera. Constituency, I want to bring at 27%. 27% of actually 2 constituencies here, they are carbon vote. Why is Muntaka not in the campaign? Some boys know Mudi Mahama Chine say Muntaka ama President Mahama. To the extent to say, Oman Culture President Mahama say Muntaka nya leadership president Randy Meto betimi edi, and they started undermining him. Baby Mahama anymore. Like 2016, some of the bad things they were doing under Mahama government, Mahama nim. Ebi no mudi ye ni sesi ye. Campaign no Mahama dani na gu abonten. Mahama because why to Muntaka in a constituency where you get in a region we have 27%. 27% is almost 2-3 million of total votes. I don't know how national campaign team. Now this boy see to me, yeah, Muntaka. To me, so come and here, Muntaka attempt. And Muntaka doesn't have a key role in NDC position. Dangerous, so NDC dangerous. I can't say smart, so Mukofa Muntaka Mbro. Mukofa how they do sumra. One of the regions, that any small kingdom. That bone, any small kingdom. But again, how they do so? Maybe that's not saying I'm kind of supposed to be matters. I didn't make say. Or my coup d'etat against how they do parliament. Nay, strategy, bang. And the happy people here be our muy chairman sabons by a catch and say coup d'etat. A machinations no more yet. The same thing you catch them about the do, but how they do more about how they do. Because how they do anybody who knows the history of how they do. Because I had to move for how they do go president. Obey president as an away. Obey president as an away. Anything comfortable this month, because how they do so come from one of the biggest kingdoms in Ghana, Dagbon. Ofi Dagbon. Dagbon kingdom, your kingdom, Ketwa. Number two, how they do so no being as far back as 1995. How they do so, then in charge of nukes. He was the National Union of Ghana student president, nukes. How they do so, any student body need to be changing a whole academic calendar. Now you are talking. I want to go to school for more balls. They managed to change the entire academic calendar. Almost go school, no, almost strike. Teachers, almost strike. For 1 year, teachers and Chiradi Ghana. They had to go back the following year in 1996. How they do so was the brain behind that. I want to know better. Some are picking how they do so. For University of Ghana, how they do so record. What being say? What being say how they do so? We see go to president before he died. Boys not for say how they do so. I tell Mahama. So how they do so presidential ambition. From Prof. Samuel's time, now how they do so the Minister of Communication. Prof. Samuel's who ya Mahama ba and I want to say how na. And how the free communication because President say communication is a juicy ministry. How they do so benefited or the ambition to you free or to free hope. Position crying how they do to be. Between time and President Mahama and the first year of his government, how they do to constituency people had to do demonstrations 6 times. And say the how they do to Ministry of Labor. And no carabro. Omuni say the how they do to kwako to Sahindri Gehenna. Baby, I know that labor because labor ministry there teachers be strike now to one strike and not grant for be strike. Oman strike idea and tell for be strike. Tell one strike at Tuesday for be strike. Tuesday for one strike I see you for be strike. How they do so? No channel. Popularity now how they do so here to become a future president or the marketing on how they do so will not get it. That was the agenda. But Yankupon onya lata o. Yankupon onya bo lege o. Yankupon onya lanta. They used to call Ministry of Labor because why you National Union of Ghana student looks for leader that you are being with labor issues. Only how to talk, only how to negotiate. Yana was he had become the most popular labor minister. Asan Ofriho, the most popular labor minister. Initial strike from your labor ministry, he calmed everything down. Mahama had a very peaceful labor front. Our Ministry of Labor agenda. I say that is God for you. Yeah, second how they do to fly. No? Then fast forward, how they do about their minority leader on their branch of Mahu, they didn't see it coming. How they do became the minority leader because what's your parliamentary? I to forcing me penasem I love him, Madam for no name, send me penasem wabbing. But I to forcing political experience now how they do one, and yet I to forcing classmate near reduce. Oh boy. Me say me pa to forcing and but and yet I to forcing as the level. Any classmate ni how they do so. Experience no. I how they do so kuta no to force him call him or cost rubber from you never get it. Hey, any ministry of any finance ministry at any account. And doctor to force any PhD at any account. Yeah, political politiki, understanding political system from grassroots to the top. How they do to get them? He get them on all fours. He get them on all fours. And now to force in classmate ni how they do so. So my point again is that issues nothing, and then you can do a critique, a proper analysis of the situation, and a proper analysis of the situation going into 2024. Yeah, After just 6 months to elections, maybe the answer Mahama and penny 40 bigger count because politics we need experience. Oh, because I answer and come away Roger Metunu Continental Electoral Commission Cogiti no experience so bad. Because small boys na good Mahama omo diabolical advice mo. Omo catch Mahama say for Roger Metunu no. Why you know? Say Roger Metunu just before 2020 election no ayare kakra. Enti on to me for longer hours. Just before 2020 election. Now you're a Roger Metunu no ayare kakra. Enti to sit down at one place for long hours no on to me yet. And that's on pay. These are his shortcomings. Because nipa unya no ahon dey be so far from. But this is the advice I boy send the man no. Nipa no ko kotena konum ti afeda musu. Let the old people need become around you, President Mahama, because experience here. To be quiet, you can't take away the experience. Papa no work. To be quiet, who do you are? You can't take away. You cry. Bring those people. Bring them. President Mahama, bring them. Let us have a showdown 2024 elections. And it's that. Move dear go like they say don't get your canon. Move dear go Bawumia Ken because strategy now operates. And see these two people no are dangerous. Some combination now one say don't get happen obi. And you have only say don't get in your team. What's our experience no? As against MPP for one team no more one operates damboche. Some kokata parachiki for no. They speak once in a while. When they go in and stop, baby, Mahama should have who do you can get the Muslim because they say Muslim vote, you know, Muslim vote, you know, to be able to bring Muslim vote no back, no, bring who do you now the man and cremophony be almost influence. I want cremomuno or the woman also join it. Until you have a old, you have the young, you have a blend of the two strategy. No more wow. Because agron a close mark in your better. A close mark in your better. The one Bawumia, I have John to a hen. Say Bawumia, I like Bawumia Ken and I John to a hen. What phone back or the fret patch out. What in them Obia my the bonio metian and Asubia. And then you saw the bonio and I do yao. They say, oh, my penny is anything and I do or do fuku for kaka. Or boy, one a boy about me, so I didn't be do baby. Nice. I say, and I know for sometimes Nanado so my dear or Mudia, the piano and Nanado. The people around him advising wrongly. The people around Nanado also advising wrongly. Because it shouldn't even take care of one thing. And I can see about criticizing Nanado. And also more in China must be able to tell Nanado, oh, quite yes, I'm not a sorry channel giant. There must be people around on my penny society to be able to tell him, or be to me and continue my bounty. We should be able to do that. But say no, class will be a person why. But you see, the effect of why I know is that I want to know the year wait here, so go. And this contest, no, because you have a solution, you know, you have a contest, a fair playground. And that's why I'm happy saying Nanado, a year first about Bawumia and Mahama Ken. And that is why I can the Agyapong contest about me. I say, look, baby, again, I'm gonna do no. Someone cover Bawumia na ma among Katakra so beshi. Because more people for the longest time, people have labeled you as an account party. And the someone already made or you're non-account. This is the time I also made back. And baby, I don't make us an another cover Bawumia because 2012 and 2016. Now, I hear you more, but a lot of the things a man. All people for 1 million about Bawumia. You can't take that away from Bawumia. He worked. And this is how we want to see Professor Jenano Pokwadman doing the same thing for President Mahama. Just before Professor Jenano Pokwadman. Now make us a muja somebody manager them. Bring her out. Mumaninya campaign, Mumaninya Juma, door to door, room to room, no nya Juma. Mamma finish them. Because a Juma Bawumia, you can criticize Bawumia about Sydney and Yendi economy fundamentals and we know that, but that's not the subject today. And then here come politics as and the political dynamics. And politics as here cannot is that campaign Bawumia Yama and Anado Dinya 1 million, and yet the same campaign and Anado Yama Bawumia. And one out to say, no, and ye. Because a Juma Bawumia ye no. You and I want lecture cry about me and pepper and all, coye. Yan soon about me and all, or ya cry, or yes, a lecture. Oka bomb home and no boho. Oka fire and say no fire. Oka can say no can. Oka consider na koye no cook master koye no coisi region ko branca beye ko 37 ko brata mabe ni nyina na Bawumia nemu wa breka no nemu. Compare and to the Nanado ye. Is it the same? It's not the same. Compare the Bawumia and Nanado to what Nanado has done for Bawumia. It's not the same. It's not the same. Oh, it's not the same. It's a same Ken Agyapong cano. Muntiana ye. What as a father of 23 children. And the business I want Ghana brought 10 billion. What didn't billion in sick and in no? I gave you all man. Only second Agyapong. Part of the wealth awenya. Part of the growth MPP for count. You can't take NPP out of Ken Agyapong. Transform the contract I want Ghana and Ken Agyapong ekuta. Tieri pa. Mo criticize Ken Agyapong munim. Na mo tiwa kwala na mo dia na mo kika de yemode. Transform as I want Ghana. Ken Agyapong ekuta sa contract no. President Kufuor time. On na ekuta. From President Kufuor time oh. Yeah, SHEP 2, SHEP 4, SHEP 5 project. Rural electrification project na transform as edu contract na Ken Agyapong na contract na dia. O more than mo. Ono so say no be no dey and school fees. And don't come and tell me so are selfish. Wow, to abananka sa you selfish. When you selfish and ka o kwaji Ken Agyapong o sika san wa kwato aman. Mo anyi sika on ho. Mo amu claim it say mo don me nya mo anyi sika on wa na mo kwato. Delegates what did you not take money before you voted for him? Mo don went to Kennedy. Oh, for sika na to ho the faculty of school fees. Ya beto ama mo ya bi. Mo jiska. Mo nyina mo jisika o Ken Agyapong ho. Iti nye odo bia say 100% odo. You were all doing it because of motivation by money. Motivation kakra ni nyina mo de kan ho. Nti ono so ya ne de. Me say air condition Ken Agyapong the company ni Supercare. Supercare one of the biggest air condition suppliers in Ghana. In Ghana. A contract be factories ni hotels like Ken Agyapong company Supercare. Oni me so pon bio and a company ni omo dia. Omo no mo supply sa air conditioners no. Unim Ken Agyapong asem. O ka so sorry ya no akọ independent. On doing the business na ma ho. Ene na yire no ho. Ene abusua wa creating confo depending on him. Edu sala ko hwe nne. Se confo a wa twe mo emponchi nwan. Enuane ade koma confo tu amu school fees. Minimum almost 100 people Ken Agyapong. Etu amu school fees. Omunya na abusua fo. Kwala ma sho omo hwe bi ma ame no sho omo emma nyina ko school. These people all depend on him. So omunya ka che se Ken Agyapong kwa oga so beko. But he's taking the decision that is good for him. And he's taking the decision on what adwene akokan. Wo ye panyin onya akwala. Onye obi already 17 years. That man is 60 something years. Nya won ha be kire ne de ye. What can adwene say wonya won ne nya adwene. Fine. Ono so aba be pan mo say yes. But what I'm saying say ni nya part of strategy MPP for no So if MPP cry, middle class party. MPP cry to so be aye the penny dada. If they can marshal to bring people to say Ken Agyapong back into the force, hey, Ken, mpato brabe boy adwuma no. Brabe ye adwuma no. Brani nyina ye nwini a. Why can't NDC bring adada phone nyina? That's what I'm saying. NDC nya careful. NDC nya careful, especially. Some President Rawlings say kan you ko wom. These two words, babies with sharp teeth and old evil dwarfs. President Mama said who ya? Some babies with sharp teeth, new old evil dwarfs best any campaign. President Mama, confide that phone in Aba. Abeku Santana money key role in play or campaign him. Why a marketing guru? Abeku no na a marketing guru. Money key role in play or campaign him no anye. Political marketing no anye mau. Man abeku role in play wo. You know I can't say 6 months a pet. Man adwuma mo nyina abeku nchichire campaign no marketing. Assemble na how to brand it. Mo advert am by farm abeku no anye. Abeku area no one wa bin. Ni area wa bin no give it to Abeku Santana no nye mawo. Let Abeku handle it. Celebrities ni nyina na opeso de omo ye adwuma na. Ma Abeku handle who to because yes sir, you wan comfort the mama be sika di. Bebre ji sika na anu di. Omo mbeji V8 ni nyina no enne bebre ye campaign ma pipi for. Omo di V8 ni di. Wa ka tell mama you know that Ibrahim nim. Omo V8. I know them. almost media for baby, almost said that, oh, yeah, Mahama, so almost GVA to Mahama, Rana Motors. Because GB Rana Motors, I said, Ibrahim, enemy dancing in Meboa Ibrahim, Ibrahim Pato, what's in count? I said, when Meboa, I know, say Ibrahim, but I say, why are you talking? Why are you talking? How did you V8? My mama, Messima Abeku Santana handles said, Mama. Give it to Abeku. Let Abeku handle that job for you. Now, Abeku, Moncofa, that for Betty Modi, so normally I did. These were the people are not behind to me, Casa. Rollins is time, and we had more performing in a big them. Let them come. Strategy, advice me. Make money here. A black panel, Debbie. A black panel, so we have so interest, so we are not here. They're also thinking about their future. But one key thing, advice for President Mama, Mr. Wa. How do you now? I'm boys in the men, you want to one more. The boys in the Ashada, I didn't know for consult. Mukafa no do sumra. Mukafa munta camera. You need them in her because northern region, for all the northern region, Savannah, Upper West, Upper East, near the Northeast. Bawumia Mahama more better than Chempel. Either said 50-50 and now 60-40. Yeah, all the northern regions combined. Bawumia Mahama better. All the northern regions combined in our training, saying gramophone doors to change Christians. In the gramophone, Bawumia Mahama was best. Bring how Nedrisu. Bring how Nedrisu, President Mama. Make a third time. Bring how Nedrisu. Bring Muntaka. Bring Muntaka. Bring Muntaka. Muntaka Kremoni. He can bring you the Cremophone vote because President Mama is a Christian. Orani meant a Christian. Ghana, you want Africa politics, religion, ethnicity, a play a small role, Kakra. Africa, you want, and you will be under the down wine. Our two about based on policy. 24 hours in 94 baby, I almost have a moment to say, Pope. I almost have a moment to say because you know the better about a moment dull. And I don't know more on simplicity that is enough. So, President Mama, yes, me say, bring Muntaka, bring Hauna to bring you the northern votes, bring you the Muslim vote. And that's about 60% of those votes from the 3 northern regions. Now, then you come to Accra, you come to Kumasi, and then you come to Zongo areas, now urban areas. Eastern Radio Zongos or Greater Accra Radio Zongos, Central was Zongos, Kumasi. One of the key regions NDC, move vote 20% of move vote, almost 3 million. If you Kumasi and Eba, Muntaka constituency. I want to incremophone say, Bawumia Kodado or Madison, Mimi a Cremoni, Mina Mini Amunia Cremoni, me ba Allah, Yabaya Masalachi or my Jubilee House. Yabaya Masalachi in the name of a Prophet Muhammad, Allah so Allah, Ayanami Honeka, Ombe to the glory of Allah. So you need how the Drews Muntaka to work on the Zongos for you. Zongos na Muja Hosano. Mama, yes, then your Zongos no 24 hours, but they don't care. Because Zongo be operating 24 hours. So every Zongo among 24 hours from Matrada. Koni Mama Mobi Market, 24 hours, you're told watch you, 24 hours, you're told Banku, 24 hours, you're told you, Brekumasi, the same thing. Every zone go be almost 24 hours, Masakakra. But they will vote for you because only Amoka Sabako. One way, a Jumana Bawumia or Zongos, no, or Beji Zongo's nephew. The way about Bawumia and the boy Sibi, and in Nam Zongos, no Muya Juma. Neiresun in Namha, Neiresun in Namu. Where is Lordina Mahama? Mama Lordina Mahama Akefi. Meanwhile, be any other Juma Lordina Mahama year or 2016. Why are you not using her again? Momani said, Mano, Lordina Mahama will constituency, market to no because I know what idea will can't only made 24 Niniano Mano. Why are you not using Lordina Mahama? Why are you not using her there? And this is my idea for Town. You have to show down this election. We want quality elections. You have a quality policy, quality issues, quality analysis. Mama yebi. Until Mama, let me play you what Esiodunketia said. Because this is why I'm saying, so you end this in here. You better the matter my Twitch and listen to what Esiodunketia said.
Because we are already convinced that we are there. A lot of people have begun taking positions and fighting over who will be what in the next government. Indeed, some people are not only fighting about the positions they will occupy, they are telling all others that they will be the kingmakers and they will be making their appointment. If we are not careful, this will dampen the enthusiasm and the spirit of our followers. So I want to assure everybody that we are not there yet. Don't be fighting about positions. And don't be struggling about who will make appointments. Let us all go for the hunting first, and when we kill the game, we now argue about how to share the meat. Finally, a lot of us assume that we have won 2024 and that somehow we have succeeded in governing this country so well that Ghanaians will be willing to return us to power in 2028. So I can see orchestrations and movements towards positioning ourselves for what happens in 2028. I beg you, the name of our game now is Victory December 2024. Let us seek ye first the victory for December 2024. And all other things shall be added unto thee. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all.
As I'm going to say, that is wisdom and experience speaking. Wisdom, any experience in Ekasano. Or see, baby, a starting position for 2028. Where do man come on? When make us NDC news supporter, why you be also Sulia, Bawumia and they are behaving like opposition and almost person mobile power. Because Bawumia no any president nibido, when he be that. Yenya Kamoni Bias already present that. So the there's all hands on deck. This is the strategy of how long Mahama Ken Agyapong. Do you know how long they have been begging Ken Agyapong? And how long they are still begging Allan Chairmanting? So Guzu Panicho. Allan Chairmanting chose a Kabia Wabo Chairman. Keke. Panicho you so helpful. Any idea none the cats you so too for. I'm going to so when you're more pato. Gusu pato giddy. Just to bring Allan back. And Tidiago, now once out the old we near you. It's all the other cats of the year, Obia, Kim Palut Ambayano, Stoneboy Ambayano, Obia Ambayano, Way Crambayano, just Obia and Bawumia go tap it Ambayano. Why Ambayano? What kind of logic is that? We have 50+1. It's all the other people. I want to convert the person on NDC. Then 50+1. NDC for can never bring their party to power. Me can be we end this near man coward Junimuna ya agro. Mother, you are sleeping on the job. Mu diagram color send the dozen. Me say we end this near NDC can never bring their party to power. Never. You need MPP kakra, CPP kakra, PNC kakra. You need floating voters kakra. Menko gam shinsimu. Amuja John. Munja Jimmy no na dozen. Hey, Munja John no na dozen. Hey, me pet Shatawali 30 Simbi Munjai. Hey, one party won't come to be winning that. Before no winning 2016, it is because NDC for the people to there's no way NPP for coming to me so winning power. That never. One party you can never win. 50+1%, you can't. You can never win. You always need other people. Need be no my best so now the end demo. Enjoy the who did them and who made job. Say this will be an account party and say we be at them. Me one card the innocent how boy NDC. Koni pano so I suppose I say okay yet how your mama 24 when it here and for no money at your own economy. You won't say ye do so. The way now catch I will say some now no tomorrow must same number to NDC. Now they are my 4 years. Now should be a bit me amount. This is why I'm telling NDC say go and pick here first Abeku Santana. This is his area. Political marketing. Mwamu bet. Mwanya bi mamo. Now, for 4 years, no, the attempts are no. You move out to the brave here. And to go for the Bahama, say, I put before now, Messi, I am to. But this is why I am to. But you need them. You need get to a being. One vote to crack can change things. One single vote can change things. Bring Abeku, bring the other. Joyce Bawa Muntari. These are the people. NDC must make sure to move Kasamo. They were. Why did the one Bawumia Ken Agyapong? More crime free. And this is only because Bawumia Ken Agyapong Bawumia, and I know channel, and I know your Tebas on it, a Kimpalutasa, and I know your or to one or Papa. Monko do soon Mutakacho. Monko to be Quachimra. Monkofa who do Yayambra. Monkofa all people living bring them. One for the same stuff. Munim the free show bank. I said that check. What I want to bring everybody. In fact, Obi NPP ni kura na ni boa for NPP for. Enti say nya ho nya ho tamaklo. Tazamo omu nya NPP for mpacho NDC. Mahama conform bra. Mahama conform bra. Nya ho nya ho tamaklo bring him. Because nya ho nya ho tamaklo betimi abe same 3 days. Abe say Bawumia campaign. Bring nya ho nya ho tamaklo. Ni di no ya pa meni so. Nya ho tamaklo bring am. He Tazan we join people for bring him. This is your area. Who are the best human relations? President Mahama want the best human relations. You swear? Last week, me so that is not about me. We are not bring those people back. Now one yet. Now matter. This is small boys. Now mama baby yo. I'm the one here. Then I said you get that same way no. In fact, the same way. I said President Mahama say President Rollins is someone they see you get that no. Obe say President Rollins is someone. And now see a certain get as no way. Because it's exactly President Rollins said. All dwarfs, babies with sharp teeth. Sadi pabon for President Mama. Sideline omo kakra. Ude you any accessment memo so sideline omo. But bring some of those old people back. No more. Yen chel for how you say last minute strategy yembongum. Obeda samo way. E wom so obeda from asamo free NDC mu kote in party. E be ya fanebra. Say young people for a pal and jamatis also on back no. Go and bring Obeda Samoa back. Because Obeda Samoa nim shake right here, Papa. Working encyclopedia. Obeda Samoa can change the game for Mahama. Obeda Samoa game where 6 months now canon. Obeda Samoa bet me done in your money. Said Bawumia ho make chire no. Because the moche appliance no nim dia Obeda Samoa nim no times 2. All the machinations, tactics. No Obeda Samoa no times 2. Bring him. Go and bring Obeda Samoa. Now one here. Now my boys here America and America so. Omunyina say don't get Samoa mukan. Omunya say emra no munya bindi. That's all. Not that they want to help President Mahama to make a change. They want President Mahama contract ombenya binti. Omu say apamo bia o President Mahama so that omunkwa bedi. President Mahama, be careful about those people. Be very careful about those people. Be very careful about those people. My current president. Go and bring back the people who know NDC. Omufuma, baby, baby NDC Fruma. How NDC started? How NDC started? How NDC strategy are building up? Go and bring those people back. And yes, sir, 6 months. Buga Bawumia no call for a fan. A dangerous. They are me see. Even small parties because Bawumia ni omo kasao. Omo call for na mo na munyina kasao. Small parties ni they are talking to them. Now the margin between NDC and NPP is small. Last about from beginning of the year, Mahama leading agrono. Mahama was leading. Hands down, he was leading. Say, Bawumia is leading. They are not changing. A bet me a change because Mahama bet me leading near their elections. Elections 1 week cry are dangerous. 1 week in elections are dangerous. And from foot soldiers to a more inside, to party aparatiki for 2 other 40 cents. What fire bought in Jan? Baba Jama, where is Baba Jama? President Mahama, where is Baba Jama? See, these are people they were all critical in NDC victory. But President Mahama, you can't ignore these people. Where is Baba Jama Munina? Where are they? In fact, NDC national executives always say Siakra, and you be an included no. When you go for baby sinching. NDC national executive, person because the who say me feel away inside. National executive now hono. NDC executive nya sami je fina bo so okasa. E say don't get ya be a fifi kwete kakra fifi kwete kromo mani kasa bebre bia ubo hu no strategy mu bebre. The other carrying away. So I hope that there's a problem. Brother Mama, money now, Mama, Dada. Mama, who be there, and so money now, this is a crucial election. This is a crucial election, sir. You need all hands on deck. It's in our opposition. You need all hands on deck. And Sana, you need a plan. You need a whole team. Election coalition. Petty behavior. Another election petition. You need all hands on deck. This is the time. What I have what in Jacofani Bra. Dr. Dufo ni mukrano. And Dr. Dufo na work in a electoral commission room. Obi a Juma Bank of Ghana on him statistics. And Kaka Obi met me about to be a fan of Kong. Now, Konuntia. About going now, so it's a dangerous game. Yeah, 2 years. Apart from the danger of voting day, the next danger I about to anything kind of. Now, for BIS statistics, I'm got now. Now the BIS statistics call who want him say panoyare. It want to be now one place. And about on the air coalition 24/7 job. What do you want to vote maybe? Yeah, can't vote now. When he can't go, when he can't go, I know can be. We be all your senses are counting the vote. Now the Roger Machinunu call here yo Suli, I will say, and a media for we are about to know. Omo the Mahama vote, I come and Nancy who taught you that I didn't no grow up. Hey, grow up, huh? Collection 1 hour in the room, one media in the room. Who will be in the room? Party system. I think that's a better kind. I say party point to me and put it in place a proper robust system. I'm going to 10 registers by a class here. This time, President Mama, you what? Ibrahim, who can I said manifestation Ibrahim Pacho. But when you statistical team, more computer software, no more collective resource, no. So there will be one at electoral commission, one at party headquarters. Then another one will remote area, also collective, strong, robust team. Any system will be able to me. I can collect money. Yam pay any ye ye permanent any ado munim konta ma bin any penifo ni bi also ma bin blend the two things together 24/7 on kind vote no we mu bia wa battle police their vote. This is why you need a proper team of old and new. Dr. Dufo mu now or mo be campaign o kwa Ashanti region akwa koye aduma region awutumi ye first a 24-hour walk ho na region no the political prachiki ojina NDC mu. Even when was the last time I was Yami cry? How many times I Yami Joseph Yami? Our NDC national elections campaign. Missy Ubahus will be Casa NDC. Ato forcing Ablakwa communication director Sami Jemfi President Mahama. What Yami Munyomo? Brother Jemfi Munyomo. Region Ashanti region 27% of vote. Almost 2 million plus, almost 3 million votes. Now, Muntaka new national campaign team. Now, are you people serious? Hey, Mama, I'm a campaign in my own. Munya very serious about campaign. Mama, Bawumia shoulder, Bawumia, so Mama, I'm a shoulder, man. We want a shorter elections. I will solve a problem. Now, I'm shoulder no election, but not about Uber Tinakonyanfa, Uber Jenny. Uber Diagro, you think? Uber in the game, not be small game. You go think. Yeah, about this is the time. 2024 way and beyond. Ghana was here changing your history. Yeah, and Ghana. This is your last opportunity. Last opportunity in here. I be changing Ghana direction. Now Ghana have into my paper. Now youth in the no man, I couldn't. We want some kind of growth. And yet Ghana, you be a man to Brony toilet. Or we are not because who to Brony toilet. Yeah, say we do PhD, we need here, we should sign all the boy Ghana. My yes, I'm going to attack anybody. I want to say, oh, and I'm going to attack Ghana anybody. Who do need the other what Ghana near? What do you say? National anthem no. On my yard, the Shemaya Yananam, I do a mumoja, a 2 1 my G on mine. Who could you to Brony toilet? Hey, we are serious. Who could you to Brony toilet? And you are proud of who could you to Brony toilet? Hey. And this is Mahama was salvation, no, Bawumia was salvation, no. But the question is, you no be our vision, or be our vision. Vision is your money now will be papa, will be. Now, I can't say, or move to implement vision. This is why this election is crucial. Because beyond the vision, I was saying, your voters must push our politicians to say, and listen, you're very, you're some more vision here, more money here, more money. Now reflecting the money binyo. Now you voters here me did that one you bet me a proper critique of your leaders. And that's how you end this near the NDC baby and Okada crowd here. No, oh Okada na ye be say. You bet me the way I can. You bet me the way I can. And I bet me your alternative way. And I'm bet na me kan and let you want to say. Yeah, well, fact you be on go to Okada. Yeah, more than more. One pass or warning kwenye. Me see last week Kumasi Okada kum nipa he 4. 4 almost sa. In fact 2 weeks they back to back Okada kum go. The same one happy before doom so. Almost same go for adwuma. Obi enjuma baba for kra enjuma nye. Na me abere to me na doom so. By you will be able to critique your party so that even the party will deliver for us. Not just because you're a party, no. Not just because you're a party, no. We'll be able to direct the party. Blindly, direct the party here successful. Why this the banner you Ghana year na Ghana ye krabeha? Now say the next NDC government will build on that. President Kufuor 1 year he created health insurance. Mahama he came to build it. In fact, Mahama time was one of the biggest expansion of health insurance scheme. It happened under Mahama. Health insurance scheme. Now President Kufuor Mahama Benya expansion. One of the biggest expansion under health insurance scheme took a place under President Mahama because President Kufuor planted seed, and ODC one of Mahama Bay building also. Again, it was also around that time. So now, some of the biggest corruption cases under health insurance we see here. Because some of these can't be able to see down there. And then Mahama fought. Would you be a no? The person has to deliver. And as Sylvester mentioned, money they do baby, I want to deliver in your idea. But I'm saying that Obi Mahama yes to see an year. That phone in a benya home for so. And another NDC government or Beba will build on it. Bawumia so yes to say Bawumia digitization. Mahama, but there's no way Mahama will not build on it. You will even take it another step further. It's about be our vision. Now, you ever guide they are buying chronic vision to shape it to make it better. Now, some of them joining and then I also Solomon Kansa joining a more because I mean, as somebody who watch our politics, Solomon Kansa argument back on himself. Mind this for lose God. I said, well, Solomon Kansa Canada. This for baby, not about Froko. And I'm only a jacket at 20 amo. And that is exactly what is happening. The way I vote to no post, not switch up on the Bawumia side, no. Because from last year, Benyama and Elidio, only the vote in this and change to say Bawumia and Elidi. Mahama Elidi vote is a post from last year, sir. This year, I did not switch it. Solomon Kansa can same way, someone careful. Bawumia tax is not usually dangerous. One for fat, Dambo Chenomini, I dear more dangerous one here. And I did not switch no. Munyas our homework immediately. Kofa hoy for no idea for ni amra. Fact market and ma beku santana no for all people ni bin count to be kwachi mo munya solid and kokoma bin omunim. Kona be organ there you can't tell me say to be kwachi no munim. They will be able to tell you can we wo krom ha can we wo ha you say professor Mr. Professor they no for kwaji man some of them share to be kwachi no muni adensa no mu ko ha kokro we ko ha say they will look at the election results. Region the constituency poll station by polling and or police electoral area by electoral area going down to the people. That is how you should be using Professor Jena Opokwadman. That is how you should be using her. Now university campus you should vote a good university campus so more money to more money in school for them kokasa don't do mellow small boy question more yen will John do mellow small boy if I read more yen lebon Monya careful more Mudi Mahama chino more frustrating Mahama campaign. You are frustrating in campaign. Abeku Santana for nice bomb. Mon just said you money be embosso. Now mon yedumano. Bawumia name for they are not sleeping. They are not joking. Share. They are not joking. They are not joking. Say tiny at their milk coding in really real room. A milk coding in a baby or common ma. Omu mo, omu room, schools, SHS, omu schools, one old girls, every old girls, one old girls. You know, group, Bawumia, you know, a dangerous animal, no, dangerous. One group in the real room. So now this election, religion will play a very key role. It is going to play a very mafia role because you have Bawumia, or no, any now we are here first and cremo for running mate or better Christian. So you see, they have a blend. As against Mahama, Christian, So, na so be so. Enti one am fan kremo for minority leader cry a Christian. Enti why the Muslims in NDC? Where are the Muslims in Penifano? I will showcase you almost omo eh. I know you can't dismiss all in kremo for here organ na moto aba. Now Lady Agro. Look at the number of zongos here all around. Now Lady Agro joke there. Be you say sinino joke there. This is why I'm insisting. So you need a muntakanum, you need who do you you need those in penifon kremofon who have influence. And man tells you one, Baba Sadiq money I don't know Muslim young men. You need them. By men for young man be also for more influence in the Zongo communities. No more anya juma mamo. Sala say na mon nam. 1 week before the Sala mon nam Zongo 18 mu ye juma. Ebedu Sala no you have done all the job. This election is a make or break, a do or die. It's just a transformational election for Ghana. This election will determine whether Ghana Ghana betcha. The election will determine whether Ghana be and answer Ghana be betcha. And that's why Kennedy Japan so come back. They have worked on Kennedy Japan for over 6 months and all come back. NBC, why am I working on? Why am I come back? Baba Jamal Ana. How do you so ana? Yami ana? Yabuatinja ana? Solomon Cancer ana? What I want to say, because they don't go do foco. What's on Dr. Lugo don't go do foco. And I Kodabons, they don't go do foco. Kodabons who need influence, Pashanti reading. In fact, can you tell market NBC DJ Fancy? It was under Kodabons to watch, no musi. Under Kodabons to watch, no musi. Titanaka se Kodabons to influence, Pashanti reading. Tinaho, Nakas only influence. Because we are something the phone in our sideline, Yami our sideline, no, Muntaka our sideline, no. Kodabos so our sideline. How will you get the 27? Meanwhile, 27, who increase it 30, 35 presidential election with it. If you increase Ashanti region vote and this from 27% to 35%, NDC will win. Today they enjoy. Na full soldiers, so some of John, Montana Mudidi atem. Mokas attended the end of the vote. They say a calculation, a 6 months. Calculation. 1 + 1. 1 + 1 so 50 + 1. And you winning. That is the job also here. Could you be at them? Obi NPP na conventional. Fadum so conventional number NDC metro abama NDC. Fadum so for economy no for dollar no for fundamentals no for juma ni for conventional number NDC metro. Sa na also ya Bawumia ni pa. Meant not na social media and church slogan. It is possible. Oh, it is possible. Oh, Bawumia Baba breaking the 8. And this sloganeering, you campaign about Bawumia, you know, be sloganeering. It is possible. Say, uno na akikano. Contain. Nako statisa who yet more convince NDC nibi to come and join MPP. Obi a unim so ya religious biano. Ko na convince hey. What to my NDC by brother to my MPP. To my Bawumia. Yenya cremonida. Yenya obi oye in charge. Ono ye economists, ono kwa ye in charge. Enye Mahama na another time no dia planke no. Muntu man convince NDC for mama to my Bawumia. That is your way. And the study said the message, it is possible. Possible on the Educo polling station. Possible at the Educo police station. What more any and down? Dear for all time. Munya Juma and my parties, you know. Munya Juma my party now. Party by would him say yes, you work. Then would him say, oh, Kasakra would him say, oh, this one you have delivered. My main message is in the uncle for the but I'm waiting for you to join the discussion. Near Franco morning in Amro. And let me play again what Kennedy Japan. So coffee one tears and to be question.
And it didn't go well with some of you. Let me apologize for not informing you before I went there. Thank you. But what I want all the party faithfuls to know that I have not resigned from the party.
Hey, we are Bama.
I am not going independent.
Amen.
I'm still an MPP member.
Yes.
And you know, once I'm a party member, no matter what happens during the practice, I think we are all party people, and it will be best for all of us to come together. So I'm pleading with my supporters. Let's use my birthday to reconcile.
Amen.
I'm also appealing to Vice President supporters. I know they are intimidating my supporters.
Yes.
If they want us to come together and unite for a united front, then they should also reciprocate the same favors I'm rendering on behalf of my supporters.
We are Bama.
So
The candidate also come back. NDC, bring your people also back to join NDC party. Namunya Monkambum. Namunya Juma, like I said, I said. Well, I know someone saying money, baby. I wanted to do like a playback of Nanado back in the day, and now, oh yeah, Nanado near there. But let me read some of your comments. Now, want to join. Betting your show views. So only analysis. No, yeah, you only day. Oh, betting me there. So I feel see the doomsday we experience under Mahama is not the same doomsday. If you are any Juma, because the dynamics are different. So doomsday I want Mahama time no, and yet the same and a friend said Brandy so message you say if you are come 2025, I'll laugh at Ghanaians who are used by propaganda. Well, Shoboto mum, Ube laughing about to be at the end of the day, they never laughed and come market. Back in John that I say, Mr. They were looting like they don't know tomorrow. Okay, I don't know who you are referring to. Frank, ain't you say if you don't know Kennedy Japan has an agenda, if DMV don't know, don't win, Kennedy Japan will be the next in the next position to contest and win. But he doesn't want to support Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan, the kind of Kennedy Japan I know, he never wanted to be president. He never wanted to be president. In fact, the first year I mean, who president Kennedy Japan, I think 2001. Or see me, they be a businessman. Me can't some ambition. Kennedy Japan is a businessman through and through. He wanted to do business and make his money. Chill. He just wants to make money and chill. Can you go be president? We no nonsense. After all, by 2028, Kennedy Japan cost 70. He doesn't have that energy. And I say, oh no, why oh the moon Kennedy Japan moka and 170. Munya careful. Collins Camilo see if you was cremo 1 tomato or say if you was cremo 1 tomato is 5 Ghana cedis. You are on radio on at brofun say brofun na wo pese o chiro de anyom nim bra mpacho Camilo sa chiro ni bi why na me hu de wo pese o kan no Francis the justice if you are on fire today, God bless you. Yeah, can okra na chiro no metie dia na wa wonu say can okra no muntie ntie so yeah can anyway. Never I see MPP will win the next election with a strategy. The NDC will not understand, as Samir Uku said. Well, and also and yet can I catch them MPP for no and slogan oh you know be slogan. You know be slogan, go and work. You know be slogan keke. As I foresee, the results will never be tight. Watch the gap. Now, don't fool yourself in a battle. You know be the other now there go count. A growly form on election day. Patrick Ayim says, lady, can you choose not to you can choose not to read my message. I don't care. Well, your message I'm reading it. So which one are okay? Message I don't want to scrolly. Maybe I know me I go read and what you hear me go read them. But I don't care. You're into my 20 something years. Don't go do thing to me. What you say? Frank Kofi said no. See, we must all be ashamed of the state of Ghana. Who told you that those leaders think well about Ghana? Well, when I walk around, no leaders no more drink Ghana. You are the one with the kokromoti to change. So kokromoti man fan koya fa wo fa for change. Simple. When you say me Sylvester Brukusi breaking the 8. Makache no be slogan oh. It be work. You know be slogan. Killian, I see. We need leaders and statesmen, not clearing agents or corrupt politicians. Stop voting for the clearing agent. Simple and theater. Stop voting for them. Mobile Trori say, yeah, you I remember vividly 2020. Troni say, yeah, we are reading the camera. So stop the message, you know. Go and work. Mike just say, make nobody lie to you, master. And I catch them no muntin. Obisi December 7, if you are the end there. Ebe peace so December no. It will be fire. When you fire, oh baby, nobody go take fire for anybody in father. The thing be the mimim kobo. Nobody go take fire for anybody in father. You go be normal vote. Well, what I tell this not be primitive days where we go there the crossfire make somebody can fire some shot to be where we go take and where the politician they drink tea for the hotel there. No, let it not be. It go be vote to pet. Nobody go do fire for anybody here. Yeah, prime person if you NDC we need one touch on one in him campaign on my also one touch. Emmanuel appear as if your NDC is sleeping. Tell them to wake up. With them catch them for old people need bra. Number Mahama campaign, all hands on deck. And you be the MPP for him. Peckens Jordan. I think Ghanaians, we are not fools, so when I see vote to give our vote Bawumia. Yes, or also making a choice. I see I'm talking about Bawumia. Boy, you are right. Ghanaians don't want the truth. Boy, for no one I can do. Woman pen credit that. Now I say Ken is an absolute disgrace. Double standard. Oh boy. Oh, I will we go to Abanonia double standard. Ken. Oh no small. Ade wadine na adine. Just how dey. Obi ne wadine anya pepe. Just a double standard. Obi ne wadine anya pepe. Just a double standard. What kind of nonsense is that? And what kind of primitive thinking is that? Just by force wa Canada Japan wadine anya pepe. Now who Canada Japan? Ne mami a oti ase owo no kra before be Canada Japan ne anya adine da. Ne papa Canada Japan na ne papa to be chino ne adako Nima police station. What chino on one ne papa owo no. Oh, small boy, there's school fees, crowd, which you are crying to be to you. What you $1 school fees, so now I said, we're taking a decision. Don't come and attack and say double standard nonsense. Now, double standard, not here. Nonsense. Hey, man, boy, you see, watching from Dallas, Texas, says, yeah, I see if you don't slow down with this MPP NDC, you will have heart attack. Me, heart attack. I never go get an in. It be job. It be job where that's what pay me to make a do one. Heart attack. Charlie, you know, yeah, say, I'm oh, me man say, "Hey, songo, oba songo, oba, you was starting there, no." Me menya BP na me, bra. Na me papa kura wi kura menya BP na. Hey, Patrick, kosi na 24-hour economy na no slogan na ye den. Catch omo no mo fe no mbra na etumi nya ni. Ni ba na ma join money e mi ntobo, join mo. Mi ntobo. Adoma inside boni e ko. Okay, me send the boni one. Oh no. Camilo, kosi if ya increment for 1 tomato. I see increment for no 1 tomato is 5 Ghana cedis. So stop the increment for no. Massa, me say Ghana. Sa 1 cedi 1 and 2020 not tomatoes. You're saying. Now you want to buy MPP for no. I'm telling you, the people vote more on religion and ethnic issues. The statistics show that Ghana, like many African countries, Nigeria included, it's more religion. Now, Nigeria. It was more about religion. John Campbell say, Honorable Ken is the best politician in Africa. Ken is making NDC ease on themselves. So now some more there, but well, I know you're watching. Zachariah, if was a lady, you are such a bold woman. I do admire you a lot. Can I get your email address? I'll send it to you later on. Peck can say accountability so that we Ghanaians can jail all the candidates. Massa, I can also catch a monument to home. Yen jailico and Kopunike na the 8 years or court to be able to be jailing. Yeah, the evidence in the jailing for you know be muff. Evidence near the jailing for to the Kodio BH. A scammer or so, Modia won't colana, Madame, shut up way and yes, sir, Chilawagin a baby, just like that. When one or no, Chilawagin go your some way. No be you go insult anybody. It won't change anything. Saki photography, or see if you know the you know no say even parliamentarians election, then they chew ballot paper. I know. That's why they tell everybody say vigilant money now. You know be message where you go send insult. Money now. So in parliament can go fit chew paper. And your police station they not there. Money now. Else somebody go fit chew your ballot paper. I don't know. But send a message, you know go do anything. What I say? Mustafa Musa say if ya Bawumia will retire your mama. Well, what do you know? Yeah, you man, and here. How na Rona say I'm watching you live from Fairfax, Virginia. NDC should wake up giddy and I catch them. NDC they should wake up. MPP wake up. Obia wake up. Na ye you man said yes na fata and Beatrice Beach's message or send or say MPP, or say we will vote for MPP all the way. Well, vote into mapa party mapa want men vote. Tuga GX voters are now sophisticated. I entreat NDC. They need to present their campaign message very well. It seems their messages are all elementary. Also, they put to our dema NDC. No, so I'm present to our message. Beaches from Ponce, if ya beaches Macan with a friend saying, Methyl, or see if ya NDC is yet to outdoor their campaign team. So why not wait? This your firing is premature. Massa, 6 months to election. Premature saying, Massa, that did not be premature. 6 months to election. Campaign team, team maybe there's another team. I don't know about that there. So I think the NDC should learn from the miracle but no munja insult because they do baby you need strategic communication and insult keke. In fact, I feel no can Sami they say on the attempt to say first no. On the first man I say na Sami they fire no all cylinders. They say very strategic. And the full soldiers the mom also musia. Open also musia Sami they because you need to convert everybody who is now on the other side, the way people convert all of them to NDC. Convert them. And Max will say, I always check my pocket before voting. Fantastic. That is the best way to assess yourself. President Kufuor said, "Showa sitrem netwaba, showa sitrem netwaba, showa sitrem netwaba." A friend saying, Frank Kenji said, it seems you are in the mind of Ken Agyapong. Please don't assume for him. Well, I know Ken Agyapong more than you. I'm not assuming. I'm reading him. I know him. What I say, minimum from 2001 to count the number of years. Don't papa see, be this one support Allan Kennedy Agyapong and others. Everybody have to bring on board. Breaking the 8 no be mouth or only those who supported Bawumia can do it. Okay. No, see, bring everybody. Agyapong idea for bra. And ya pick one idea for bra. No more ejumano. Philip Tebi say Lions any targets in 24 hours economy no more ba Jatabrua on Sunidia or the Aban. Charles a message or say Charles Mami read you message or say I say this woman sometimes you make us cry, sometimes you make us cry. Well, no crying ever catch on me need interest be our election except that my no or say a can of crano. Oh, Nagana ye. Don't cost Steven or say Mahama if your Mahama will go for retirement this election. Mark my words. The party will go into opposition. Mahama will cry. Well, and then Mahama ebe so. What do you do, now? So he shout slogan. Nibi ubamu di ebe yo. Mike Teto say how na any munta kanina. They are there with JM in the background. But on yellow pray. Me my analysis. I talk to people. Minimum. How will I know be today? Munta cannot be today. If I said okay, they need to be visible. You need Muslim votes because you have double Christian candidates. You need people from all cylinders across board. Because I all inclusive, all around. What you say? We need everybody to come. So there's a book no say 24-hour and scam. It will be policy. Also for the abra. Don't come and describe anybody as a scam. For the abra, what are you saying? Saki see if you okay. Saki Maka messages was and for about New Kunka. Not back earlier. You wanted to share your mind about Canada Japan. I think that you have spoken. I think Ocean video, yeah. I see he's apologizes for everybody who was not happy that he's gone back, but he's gone back. And that because they think that all hands on deck is what will bring MPP back to power. What do you think about the Okan? In fact, Martin said MPP for now are still chasing Allan Martin. I hear that they've offered to pay him a car in Afro registration t-shirt that they've offered to chase him. Allan is not backing down there, but they are still talking to him. They are still talking to all people needing to come back. What do you think about that strategy?
I don't see anything wrong with that strategy, Xavier, because Usha with the America here in Fatuhua, the primaries can be very bitter. But after the primary, the party is supposed to coalesce, right? And you bring all the people who were against you and all that, bring them together to campaign as a party. So in effect, you can't really blame Kennedy for being a, and you also have to understand that Kennedy Agyapong is a businessman and he knows where his bread is buttered. If NPP comes back to power, he will need contracts. He will need to play his usual role, and he can't do that without a party behind him. So what Kennedy Agyapong is doing is not illogical. It, in fact, is very logical. He should be doing exactly what he's doing. We shouldn't worry about Kennedy. If I were in his shoes, maybe I'll do the same. Kennedy Agyapong is a strong NPP guy. He's not going anywhere. He's unlike Allan. He stayed the course. Allan quit, came back, and then now quit again. I will give Kennedy in this instance more credibility than Allan.
But that's the opposite what you said last week, because you were like, oh, Kennedy Agyapong can be taken serious. But are you saying this because you see any reasons now?
I'm saying, even what I'm saying doesn't mean that you and I, who are not MPP folks, should take him serious.
Okay, you are saying this for MPP.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm justifying, because which America politics are. People go back and share Mitt Romney I said they are hanging with Trump now. Look at Mami, former South Carolina governor
Nikki Haley.
They've all gone back to Trump. All the people are now former Senate majority leader. Go back.
It is any people selfish na Kennedy Agyapong. Nikki Haley money are now selfishness. Back to Donald Trump now.
Yes, it's selfishness. He's looking at Kennedy Agyapong is looking out for himself first. Self-interest. And Anamika say, oh no, a businessman. Kennedy Agyapong contracts, prepaid meters near there. Where did he get them? MPP government bar on your contract. Sometimes NDC2 is able to squeeze his way through, but mainly he's comfortable within the NPP context. And in your he's looking out for himself. But you and me, if we can't count on Kennedy Agyapong, because he's not looking out for you, he's not looking out for me. And that's what we have to understand. But if you are looking at it from an NPP perspective, no, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But you and I cannot trust him. Say he will be doing our bidding. Because Bawumia has sat him down and say, listen, we are in this together. I know this, that, and that. When we win, Master, your contracts will come. Everything will flow. So come with us, man. Don't do this. Says your money guarantees. And that's why he's on board. Kennedy said people hold out because they want certain things.
Yeah.
America, oftentimes there are policy differences, right? And they want the policy to be included in the party platform. We emphasize abortion. Now, party hasn't included it in, but our candidate is very strong on that. So when you come back, he says, okay, these are my 3 demands. Let's work it into the, in Ghana case, it will be the manifesto. Let's work it into the, and then once that agreement is there, he's on board. Then Crawford, he will go with them. You can't deny that.
Do you think that Allan be back? Because
no. Allan will not go back. I don't believe Allan will go back. Allan there a genuine hurt. Oh, I don't Allan no. MPP, look, let's Bawumia Ken Agyapong. Last week here by about telling the truth. And here is the thing. NPP party is based on longevity. Kufuor came, Nanado was doing some ramblings behind the scene. They told him, Master 10. Kufuor left and Nanado says, no, Nana, no vote. And then Nana, see, I waited my 10. You guys said, wait my 10. And then he got the nod. Now, Bawumia Day is an aberration, right? They've gone against the norm, the practice, what normally happens. And who is the victim when you look at it in terms of exactly. And so you can see why he's in pain, and it is that pain that made him leave. Because Allan has been a very faithful servant, even though he left the party and came back and that kind of stuff. And think Allan, if it's not Bawumia, it would have been Allan. And there is a reason why Nanado don't want Allan. Because you can just see he's not playing ball with them. You can see the divide and all that. Allan has his own constituency. Oh, and Usha party no more. Or Hininto and those kinds of people. No, and it's not Bawumia no, I could say NDC, Mahama group, no, any JJ group, no, that internal wrangling, and it's the same thing with Allan. So Allan then he a genuine hurt, and he's not coming back. Allan back to NPP. I may have to stop dabbling in politics. I will be so. I will be so.
You can put your money on it.
Oh yeah, he's not going back. He's not going back.
But until that second, do you see second betray Allan? Because the supporters maybe felt that in Concord, crowd can say, and Concord people were edging him so independent, not joining Allan. Do you think we betray Allan?
Look, Sister Fia, if you are a behavioralist and you've studied Ken, you and I won't disagree. Say Ken is self-centered. He has an ego this big, right? He's self-centered. He's always looking out for himself first. Yes, a yemane be Bruce, he extends to people near the other. But Ken's first priority is himself. Allan cannot do for Ken what NPP would do for Ken if they win. That's it. Allan cannot do for Ken what NPP would do for Ken if they win. Utias here, and they were good friends, say, but the final analysis is Ken has to look out for himself. What can Allan offer Ken? Allan is not winning the presidency. You and I know that. He's not winning it. Allan Wahane, Debia me come in Kudinko, Momini Papa Allan Chewanting. Me call embassy where you 2 hours near Dinko. I was sharing ideas with him and all that. Allan, me Auntie Cecilia Banaman or ye Jumama Kufo. Ne Allan mentor ni me auntie. I'm saying this on radio today. So I have a close, not close, but I have a link to Allan. Let's put it that way. Allan is not going back to.
But you know, say, oh, we need.
Oh no, Allan. You and I know, say Allan. There's no way Allan can win the presidency. MPP crown winning Allan. MPP is not winning this unless there is some Darega in there. There is no way MPP will win.
But this strategy, all hands on deck, because I understand they are bringing everybody. All the people who are falling off, they are bringing everybody.
If NPP wins this upcoming election, then NDC gave it to them. NDC is theirs to lose, given what has transpired. There is no way, and of course, the followership, is very vulnerable. They are not properly informed. People are voting for the wrong reasons. One bag of rice and say, and then their vote is in, and all these other. So there is always that for. But given what has transpired, I mean, I don't belong to any party. There is no way MPP should be winning this upcoming election. So Ghana,
what is MPP for winning? And I just say NDC. What is NDC doing? What is NDC doing? It's showing you some of the elections anymore
because I'm not hearing from the NDC the kind of vigorous campaigning. I don't see the strategy Omu used to make sure their base is consolidated. Says MPP can show they go to Volta region and people are agitating Ninyama, those kinds of things. Since who say people are it's not the same way the other way around. From me personal point of view, NDC thinks they have this in the bank. And they are being way too soft when they should be prosecuting the case.
I think it's exactly what they said.
Yes, and it's a very dangerous year because they will have rude shock. NPP now has tons of resources, and all these things, and NDC for the diagram. Plus me. Between you and me, I don't trust this easy. I don't trust her one bit. So, and I don't think NDC4 has the sophistry to be able to keep her in check. Meanwhile, I don't know if you remember, MPP for okay that guy NSU said then akweni ene na wo anochi
yeah.
aha that's
MPP no be MPP for no building
but you see that NPP took care of the key things. Oh, the technology ninyama they were on top of it. And I don't see NDC doing stuff like that. I'm not convinced as an individual. I say they are showing that level of sufficiency.
But why is NDC not able to show that kind of vigorous campaign energy? Because they have all the experience in politics. NDC are here, they understand the politics. Technology software, they should have it. When you will be trying to why is that? What do you think?
And
NDC must bring by ahoy, kwesi ahoy money, adito to be kwache, kudu ya and Haruna Drisu, Munta Kamu bracket. It's like Steve said, the people who could be the backbone, who were the backbone. Dr. Dufo has been Bank of Ghana, a governor for years. Statistics are good. They seem to have sidelined all of them. And boys, I don't know what's happened. Do you see that too?
And so these are some of the issues that people are seeing. Your observation is right on point. And in this context, Ubisamia, you are dealing with a very, very tricky and for the purposes of conversation, I say very dangerous opponent. You have to put them on their toes at every turn and let them know, say, look, if you do this, and saying, couldn't count properly. Those are the exposures that tells the MPP, say, listen, we are watching you. Any false move will not be tolerated. And many more. Eh? Let me tell you something. They take these kids who don't know anything, and put them in the polling station. NDC right now should have a core of people well-trained, well-financed, and ready to man this polling station. They should have men and women, not kids. And they should show and tell. Show and tell. The way you go school and why a presentation, you show it to the other kids and you tell them about it. This should be front and center right now. They should be flooding the airwaves, the papers, the media, outreach, doing all these things, letting NPP know. Say, Charlie, kowa di kowa.
Yes.
Oh. Kowa di kowa. But NDC for Afan easy bisa say, oh, this is ours. NDC is counting on the failures of NPP to win without telling us what we need to be doing. Say, very comfortable. Say, listen, we are in a very bad place. Even 24-hour economy. Way bad, no, Abeka said, this is it. Way bad, no, there is no coherence. There are no details. And the media is also not helping us. Mahama Castro, if he comes, he will pay teachers to go to those things. And the media has to do a write-up, do analysis, and just say, why are you going to pay teachers more to go to? Is that the real reason why they don't want to go there? What about this? What about this? Okay, tell us, where is the funding going to come from? These are the questions we should, that's the role of young followers, and the media is part of the followership. But the media is also letting us down, Steve. Yeah, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. Last show, no person mentioned media. They are not doing their work. Who policy? The media will take it. Even Kromu to me, the congressional budget office, to score it, and then tell the public how that policy will impact the budget and the economy. They are able to do that. Why is the media not asking these tough questions? And then now Bawumia say I'll pay chiefs. About see Queen Mothers should get way. Say all kinds of stuff that to me doesn't amount to a hill of beans. This is not what Ghana needs now. And then you have policy be a boy diabetes. Say who call Ghana, who sister Fia, who Tihana, who call Ghana, who could do Ghana, you have to go and buy insurance there. Insurance bear NHIS. NHIS ain't to me Ghana for no. Ghana for a war crown, they can't use that thing effectively. You are going to put foreigners on it. It's one thing telling foreigners to buy insurance. But they can go to the private sector and buy it.
Yeah.
And most of the insurance companies are woman on Mimi ko Ghana says my insurance will cover me. All I have to do is send my cost to them. Say when I got record nini mikonya malaria, share me. This is how much it costs, and I'll be reimbursed based on the policy. Why do I need an NHIS? NHIS can't even. Quality of care is poor. Why are you going to? It is a chrome ha who can say tourist ba America ha. You put the person on Medicare. Do you know the kind of uproar that will happen here? It will be persuaded now. Because America say, oh no, Baba say, na say NHIS cry yene juma. Who the foreigners be guma? It's a bit say, you know. You see, consulates overseas will help administer. Consulates overseas cannot.
All kinds of consulates for no go overseas.
Aye. Consulates, almost to me, my yetiama on the crime vote. And administer. Do you know how complex it is to administer healthcare? And yes, I worked for Signal Healthcare for 2 years in Connecticut. I'm telling you, a rough business. Tough
See, then the point I wouldn't make it any now because media phone we have failed to question policy now. Be ban. So
yes,
all the candidates are going on as a promise is free. Obi shabo.
Because
nobody is asking them. I agree with this, the media. No, we have failed in that.
Nanado ebano. Okwamano ni ne bisan about free SHS. Or see, I don't owe you that explanation. I will explain it to my people in Ghana. Overseas, ena yebisano. Oba Ghana, one yebisano about free SHS.
I think we tried, but on interview, which is what they all do. They all don't want to engage local media because say, oh, you better find someone in your interview because say, okay, we NDC, okay, and no, we MPP. They do it with it's so bad. That thing that they do, I think it's bad. I've complained about it, but over the years, no. All the politicians want to do interview with media people who are sympathizers of the ideology, but that's stupid.
Yes.
So,
oh yeah.
No, interview no. But because he did an interview on BBC.
Exactly.
I remember Stephen Saka interview, I think twice or so about 2 years ago.
But me point, you know, say even Obagana now he doesn't want to engage. The media owes us that responsibility to do analysis independent on their own and say, okay, this is a great idea. Even constitutionally, free SHS has backing. But this is going to be the impact. And unless you have a steady stream of income and a dedicated stream of income to back this, you know, it looks like say free SHS, all implementation problems are students, all these things. And you say a bad idea. I won't sit here and say it's a bad idea. It's a good idea. I support educating every child in Ghana. But at the same time, we a planning. We need a plan. We need to know how we're going to fund it. We need to know how it's going to impact the budget. We have to make sure funding is coming consistently so that our middle of a semester, they don't have to worry about this, that, and everything else.
Yeah.
Sanitary pads, and all these other things. You ask yourself, so who sat down and thought about anything? Who be some KPIs? Say they can't tell you anything. It's just it's just basically go and do it. It's my idea. It's the same thing with the cathedral. Entina cathedral because Ashas, Nadado had no plan. Said this is how much I'm going to court from overseas. This is how we are going to fund the cathedral. The first stage is going to be this, second stage this. If you sit down with a project manager, maybe I'm PMP certified, gold standard in project management, and I can tell you, you can just see from a distance, it was not done. It was not done totally. It's just spending money here, there. Says you could drill bungalows, and then what happened? And we are back. Yeah, we are back. Ground zero because you be assistant. Yeah, we don't plan. And abroad, see, if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. It's as simple
But
as that.
My Musa, you can say the way I am Bawumia winning about in recent polls nearby. Mahama did from last year, but just recently the Abanyana 2 Abanyana Bawumia is leading. So are you surprised at that poll?
If it's true, but we all know Ghana is very difficult to trust numbers coming out of the country. You don't know who is behind it, who is being paid to say what. Epson has been caught several times putting out stuff that turned out.
But Epson has not done any polls in recent times.
Yeah, but if it's not Ben
Intelligence Unit, in the last year, Mahama was leading. Then another one came, Mahama was leading. University of Ghana for year back, which I saw Mahama was leading. This year, Imani for year back, Bawumia is leading now. Mini Abema Pobwatimo year back, Bawumia is leading now. Mahama has led from last year. Then just recently, Bawumia lead the 2 polls.
So that is possible. I mean, you can't say, maybe if you say there's no way MPP wins this, it doesn't mean MPP cannot win. Say almost 0 chance. No, there is that 25, 30, 40% chance. Because where your election, I was saying NDC far. Ya komuno. There is no way. Amamu Nanado di ya femuno. We all had high hopes. Me, I was on radio then, High Life Radio, Pemuka, and NDC for the year me because they said I may support Nanado, chastising Mahama, but I was just speaking my truth. And ye did too, Mahama Kunyaso. And then look at what we got. Today I can sit here and tell you, Mifisa Mahama is a far better leader than Nanado. That is Mimi opinion. I mean, I could be wrong, but the facts suggest I don't have any confidence in Nanado leadership. And so yeah. But
and then also look at this issue about religion and ethnic influences and all that one. Because I can send people discuss boom like they're doing this campaign like move your position or more dumano. And all those things also don't play a role in results, Nana.
Sister, yeah, it is unfortunate, but you cannot separate Bawumia from Nanado. Unfortunately, he has to bear that cross, Bawumia. Even if he is a good leader, he has to bear that cross. And then the question you ask yourself, if Bawumia is that good, then this again goes to show that Nanado is a horrible leader because why didn't they provide him the opportunities to showcase his skill? Especially knowing say Nanado so if you are especially when you won re-election. So you don't have to run anymore. This is when succession planning our graduate school now. This is where you bring the person that you want to give him projects showcase the skills. But what did they do? They put Bawumia in the doghouse. And you cannot say Nanado is a bad leader when Bawumia worked with him. Leadership is not just being at the helm. You can lead from below. Okay, you can lead from below. Self followership. Bawumia is basically telling us on why Aplanke, right? But Aplanke has responsibilities.
Yeah.
Aplanke onu no catch driver and say, "Tia break no so ma me na kwan bedem na enkofo obinya ho ntina." Aplanke onu no catch hey kaswa.
Bastard.
Exactly. Onu no keep car ni clean. Onu no jisika. Right? Aplanke has serious responsibilities. And Bawumia does not have to wait for Nanado to say koye. Bawumia can go. Nyama, my indictment against Bawumia Kaswa be and Meba may say, why couldn't he do it under Nanado? Because if Bawumia had done those things under Nanado, guess what? It will give both of them credit. Not only that, it will uplift the country. Let's assume that you're sure about being Ghana. 8 years. 8 years, Yamanu Kwanya, 1 year, and she tell Ghana for no, and then I need Bawumia for. Bawumia was the economic guru. What did Bawumia say before I call World Bank? I don't know.
Yeah, but people have said that we are man of power, no? And I think people around him have also said that
leadership.
Bawumia was just there. They didn't give him almost can't cross it. This committee was Bank of Ghana, which they say it was an indication of the fact that Bawumia was really not in charge of the economy.
Sister, they don't understand leadership. I'm not being condescending. Because leadership is not about power. Leadership is about influence. It's not about power. Leadership is not what position you occupy. That's not leadership. Leadership is about influence. You almost friend in informal organization. You can go into an organization. The most influential people there are not people there with power. In fact, there are people who don't want power in any organization. They want to operate independently. They don't want to be saddled with position, but the PR goes through them.
Yeah.
Leadership is about influencing. Bawumia has to be able to go to Nanado and say, boss, I have this great idea that will help us secure the harbor and rake in more revenue. Let me tell you about it. And initially, Nanado said, oh, no, I don't want to hear it. And I said, go and talk to Ken. Say, okay, fine. You go, you prepare your presentation. You try to convince Ken. If Ken doesn't go along, you go back to Nanado. You nag till you get center stage. And then you convince Nanado, say, boss, me ye we are ebe boa me so. And you ask him, say, boss, say who soya konyaswa, me ana medi wadie. Exactly. But these are conversations that happen in the room, in privacy. Who sorry, mamia baoechi. Anti boss, I was one mammy chance in here. Ebeboa me, ebeboa a party. No, a win-win-win. That is called leadership. Into we are planker, and you can't communicate. You can lead from the bottom. It doesn't always have to be up down. It can be from down up. And then you should be able to follow. It's not even sometimes the power of your logic, because sometimes our logic is not enough. But our ability to convince people on the emotional level, our ability to sway people with facts, our ability to build a network. That's the other thing. Bawumia can build a network within another group now. And have trusted people who will help him to put his people that on him say
okay.
But he didn't do all these things. There's no evidence that he did, and if he did it, I didn't work. So as far as I'm concerned, Bawumia is the DOA. As far as me I'm concerned, is especially at a time like this when Ghana has to be given to a more steady hands. Even if he didn't do well, at least our experience, so he will know some of the things that he can avoid this time around. It's not the best scenario, but we are always presented with the lesser of two evils. In this case,
the lesser of two evils, not for you, no, I am Mahama.
Yes, no doubt about it. I have nothing against Dr. Bawumia. Maybe later on he can try his luck again, but in this context, given what our economy has gone through, and one reason why me feel say was here two NPP is we need to see what these people have done. We need to see. Right now we are not getting the truth. Every other time another scam. Every other time they are cooking up another scam, and we need to get at least Mumia says it. Say BBA you are fine. Then they can come back after this 4 years. But we need a break from what is going on now, because your appointments are Pape Sister Fia. Board Ghana, yeah, the board appointment, yeah, the dear grow. Boards, it's the governance of the SOEs. SOEs contribute more to the debt stock than anything.
The president has the power to appoint. Have you seen any appointment out of the ordinary?
My goodness me. What is Paula Dumoche doing at airport? Somebody I don't know.
Maybe I don't know why they brought him there. Maybe they wanted somebody to come and market help in the branding of the airport or whatever.
So why don't you secure his services as a consultant in marketing?
Instead
Why
of
you?
board,
Yeah, instead of what is he doing there? And look at the things that Yekoto Christmas tree, all this nonsense that we are dealing with. Mananado's appointment system is shocking. And say partisan people, and you shouldn't give that appearance.
Oh, easy for now. How are they partisan?
Oh. And running for NDC political office.
I don't know about that. I mean, so we teachers so much that they university.
Oh, there was one guy. There was bitter complaints about. I forget the name. Say he's an NPP operative. He's even run on the party ticket. All I'm saying is put people there. Nobody knows their politics. Even if they are NPP people, nobody knows their political affiliation on running for office. Somebody on their mission, but appointment.
Clean enough. At least in
these appointments, the courts are being packed, the appointments are horrible, all these other things. Where are we going with all of this? The party food soldiers near and we need these SOEs to run effectively, Slavia. And hardship, no.
You. Any comment on views and anything? Because I need our pretty to say Mahama be winning. I said no, there's no way MPP should be allowed to continue.
That's so the end of democracy. I mean, at the end of the day, we have two Ghanaians competing. So the real vote to come out. And I'm saying democracy. At the end of the day, there are two Ghanaians competing, two political parties. So at the end of the day, the Ghanaian people will make that decision. It's something that will happen eventually. But to just tell me that MPP fewer and even who the MPP are, then you are not helping us build a better system. Because that will not be the solution to NDC. So by NDC fewer and even who the NDC are. So what is the root cause in here? Office MPP also you cannot see what they have done. What they have done. Then that is a system you and I should be advocating about, regardless of which political party is there. If you want to see what that party has done, you can be able to see. You don't have to wait for that party to be out before you tell me that, I never more afford the opportunity to see what one particular party has done. It may be the solution, thinking that another party going, another party coming. It's not a robust solution enough. And if you want a robust solution for Ghana, it shouldn't matter which party is in power and how long they've been there. We should still be able to find out what they have done, wrong, bad, right, whatever. It's an alibi to say that I just want another party to come. It is not a real reason that should or the same force.
Okay. But let me ask you about campaign strategies. Some use with this Ken Agyapong all-inclusive idea where they are bringing old people on board as against NDC for the end, because now me say MPP for ABA with some opposition, they want to come to power. Now the issue NDC appears say I say that they and I said don't get earlier me bo video no am I complacent. If you might guy imagine so we need that until almost try say better post. What do you think about the two because I can't say polls no the polls never from last year NDC was winning. And I'm saying the urban and MPP is now ahead. I think one of them who say NDC and MPP were just a par with each other, but most of them Bawumia is ahead of them. Is that a proper reflection? And Nisi doesn't even care about more the opposition and NPP should not be allowed.
Yes, that's the dynamic and it's new opinion. There are many people like in the country that maybe some other people that think like me. I don't have a problem with that. It's your democratic choice. You want to vote. But before you make that vote, I want to make sure that you are informed. I want to make sure that I can present to you these two political parties and what they stand for, what they have done, right, good, bad, whatever. At least have that information so that when you are voting and you make your decision, you don't come and regret about it. You knew exactly what you were voting for. You don't wait 2 years down the line telling me about what information did you have when you were voting. So for me, that is what the journalists must help us get to. Let the people be informed. Let them know the choices that they have. And as they vote, they will understand what they are voting for. As to say, Mahama, and think about it. Campaigning is not easy. It takes a lot of resources. And if you're in opposition, it even gets harder. Because for you to move your vehicle or your whole team just from one part of the country to another part of the country, Ghana, it's a lot of work, money, a lot of things is involved. You can feel why Ghana opposition is I am opposition because to do that
Opposition hell.
yes, when you perform trust no more do vision no more GDM papa say if we support this man he can cross the line. No more doubt pass on the pull on and so I don't know if the NDC has been able to convince most of their financiers to think that your mama is the right person for them. If they are not, they need to be hard. Your mama have to pull those resources from somewhere. And I also the former president our clout and reach and
exactly
the saying reach out to bring money. I don't think there's any other people in the NDC that have that clout. It is your mama pick up next kind of bar. You can imagine the campaign and yet they say who ruling government no. And this likewise when people in the opposition and this was in government, the same trend. Into the opposition campaigning from opposition, you always have to double your steps up because already you are starting from or a lower base compared to the incumbent or the same party. And your mama campaign known as at the time of your mama flag bearer. It was reasonable said whatever he said, there was no challenge automatically. So it will resonate with people. And in psychology, there's something we call recency bias, right? Once that recent things begin to come, your mind begin to be preoccupied by those recent stuff. And then you begin to have a different, opinion and point of view. Into polls, sister, if you are let not anybody be deceived by the polls, they help you, they give you some sense of direction, some sense of comfort.
You are not letting the polls inform them more.
To some extent, to encourage, I won't say we'll dismiss it, but we know very well, polls, especially margin of errors, If you don't read that properly and you just take any poll, say, you could be smiling on the wrong side of it. Things could just go wayward if the margin of error is too huge. And, if it's at this point, the margin of error is not, it gives comfort, but that also suggests that it could be anybody's game. If today the elections were held right now, as of the time, or we polls, But, as for the campaign issues, like I said, whether you like it or not, sister, it doesn't matter how logical you become to the person. It doesn't matter how you prove to the person that you've done well. If the person still has some other considerations, it might not even be economic episode to
this religion, Bawumia Ken, Mahama and running mate Christian. Do you think it will play a role?
It will play some role, but it will not be significant because the NTN is significant. And they say, like I said, if Bawumia was not coming from the north, Mahama is also coming from the north. Playing that card, it doesn't make it it doesn't differentiate them too much. But especially for the southern voter, for the southern voter, that doesn't differentiate that much. But I mean, the question is, sister, if you go and play that card, to what are you telling the Muslims?
Yeah.
NDC, so traditionally, their votes have come from those places. Into the DNA of the NDC party now. Traditionally, some of their votes have come from those minority groups. So
that's
today,
what I'm asking you, whether Bawumia in religion will not play a role, because NDC votes don't have his own goals, and in northern extraction. It is no the can will it affect or not anything.
NDC cannot play that religious card because player. Then what are you telling them? So okay, no, we need but you know Christian. It's okay to Christian for some Twitter, and they say also buy a hobby vote, and so you see that you will be eating into your own vote. Into that is not the best optimal way to campaign. If you want to campaign on issues that attract both Christians, non-Christian. I think that would be your best part. And any reasonable person can see through and say, okay, I think that you are making sense. But religion now. One shot, who NDC now, who strong votes, or on your vote, and that will turn around against you.
No, but maybe some would have doom saw any president because I shot Bawumia 2012 2016 or yeah, Juba Mamu. So 1 million MPP Mutuminya in 2016. It was also due to Bawumia. So the lectures, the distance, he was marketing more out there like MPP was the political and economic gods. I don't know how to say MPP who are here for fire Muslim the behavior, because the marketing of MPP was so huge and so successful that more marketing was such as some of them political economic messiahs move solve a problem. say Nanado, Bawumia campaign, Nanado Atiada Kaka, because I think I don't know there, but my reading of the situation is that more who say Nanado is becoming a bit of a liability in terms of the utterances in Yama Okano to Bawumia campaign, Mama, you know, or perhaps Mama who say, Mom Pastor about to say Professor Mills and Rollins in the NB where you say, oh, or not the he will control him, it's just an extension of him. It's a woman on court etching. And the Bawumia contribution to Nanado campaign compared to Nanado contribution to Bawumia campaigner. Now what you say? Nanado the phone. The help now wasn't called the boy Bawumia phone. Doom so Adokromo because under Nanado's watch we have doom so which is affecting us. If you must send a message saying Nanado doom so ni bini Mahama doom so no by ye doom so. How are you people managing Sanya with two key issues? What did Nanado beba the campaign and I say Mama na koka demo kosisi ebeto aba mo mani be ye campaign bi.
At this point, Stefia, I will not speak for Dr. Bawumia and what strategy he's going to use if it comes to Nanado. But I will.
The strategy is above your pay grade.
Oh yes, I will opine my own opinion on what I think the role of Akufo-Addo in the campaign. And at this point, I will not intend to speak for the MPP on how they use Nanado. But what I think, Nene said, whether we like it or not, the Nanado record cannot be separated from Bawumia, whether we like it or not, as far as the voter is concerned. And if he said the use of Nanado will probably be less of a factor because in your party there's a role that Nanado can play. And Nanado sister, if you say, why are you single Nanado? There's President Kufuor there, right? Yeah, we are fortunate to have two former, in this case, I will call one and your former per se, but two big ex-presidents who will be going to this campaign with, unlike the NDC, they don't have anybody. The only person is their candidate, John Mahama, right? In Tiano, there we have big show. We can decide to use Kufuor and decide to use Nanado in different ways. But the question is, Nanado role no there. Sister, if you are not outwardly but like he's the ruling president, right? You and I have no idea behind the scenes what he's doing. But if you are campaigning, say a platform, since said Nanado first, no platform for campaigning, maybe that role you will not see too much. Even Akufo-Addo Erbano, now Kufuor was not being used like that. Tradition now. Kufuor was being used sparingly in some of the campaign. It wasn't that he was following.
Yeah, but I know in 2008, one of them Tokwano between Nanado and President Kufuor was the accusation was President Kufuor what said you're not President Kufuor Buano. It was an issue in 2008.
Well, but
it's a strategy now. Say BBNT.
Yeah, and at this point, me feel like can no money other people if Akufo-Addo now goes out there to campaign because Akufo-Addo starting in terms of Bawumia, and the Allan people would have complained, say a candidate. But now Obiang said clearly that Bawumia has been fighting this all from his own or the same strategy. It's not as if Akufo-Addo is out there supporting him, like he's been doing this on his own energies. Into me feels that we will definitely deploy him, but I don't think it's the right time to deploy him. Time and also, and we have to deploy him, but we'll deploy him strategically. But at this point, we want to do the fighting as though Bawumia is doing the thing on his own merit. And I think that is the strategy that I see going forward. But Kufuor or the same President Akufo-Addo will definitely have rules for them. But I don't think that they are there yet. At this point, we will keep doing what we have to do until we find the need to use them. And Mijidi said that will be after we finish reconciling internally, because there's some work we have to do internally. And once we are done with our internal reconciliation, I think that we'll have room for each of these people and what they will play in the campaign going forward.
Okay. Well, indeed, what do you think about somebody you saw they are on top? He knows what they've done. They are comfortable with the work they've done, and they are okay. Say they are on the right path. And it's also more vision to solve problems. All the concerns you have raised, they have the plan to solve all those problems.
Steph, yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Nanado is a liability to Bawumia. But everything Bawumia is saying he will do, is opposite what Nana has done. How do you get such a person on the campaign trail? And maybe Bawumia is right strategically to go it solo, because Nanado is not the most liked person right now. And when you put him out there, the questions like Cathedral and he will be badly exposed. Look, Nanado has been a horrible leader. Don't listen to me. Listen to MPP4. one of the founders, I mean, if you answer, listen to what they are saying.
Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin.
There is one of the founders. He said he's shocked. Everybody, including me and Pipini, but I had high hopes for Nanado. High Life Radio, Amubausi is not corruptible. It's not this. It's not. That's how they sold Nanado to us, Stevia.
But is he corrupt? Is Nanado corrupt? So far, by nobody has cited him. Almost say onu mom na on to mention for no. But say one Nanado is corrupt. There has anybody been able to prove corruption against him?
Nanado himself doesn't have to be corrupt. Did anybody catch JJ so Ofesika? The leader himself doesn't, but there is an enabler. Asem no ba no atwa she carpenters here. Asem no ba no atwa and you are creating this soul source. You're soul sourcing. Nanado was campaigning to a bar. They will cut it. What happened to soul sourcing? Everything is being soul sourced now. Every little thing is being soul sourced, even when there's no justification for it. So he has been an enabler. Now we a leader. Now man kofo digu abodi mo. Then you have to be held responsible for it, right? And you know, Nanado dear, Bawumia is doing the right thing. Don't bring him to a campaign trail no cry. Let him quietly, because he will remind people of the current challenges. Electricity, water, even food, planting for food. Cocoa. Look at cocoa. What happened to cocoa? Yeah, cocoa in another form. And she says, as soon as prices no cost ranker and no benefit. What happened? Oh, and the issues one after the other, and you don't want him to. So hopefully, Bawumia can campaign on only promise. But even then, people will say, if you had all these good things, why didn't you do it? And what stopped you from doing it under Nanado? Why?
So obviously, Bawumia has more questions. Also, yeah, he needs more. He has to give more answers.
Bawumia no 170 questions. This time, no.
A lecturer that, or what do you think it's easier as a teacher to come up with questions?
Oh no, you have to ask.
Yeah, but right? Questions without answers. They're saying you're bogus. Questions are
Nipa, Oma candidate who from Mr. Sa question, no, yes, my answers are. Yeah, my answers, so my answers, and you are not.
David, 175 questions. So my answers are now. Another person.
The same questions about
just to sit down and think about questions and pose them. No, I'm telling you.
Now, the teacher will set the questions. The teacher now to your answers to.
Yeah, marking scheme. Your answers. It is a deep person challenge. Yeah, may say on can't the other side. Say at least for the sake of Ghana for being for so. Or most of the question.
175 now. That's no way.
But
175 questions.
There is no doubt. Nobody would dispute. Say, Bawumia questions no rattled the NDC camp. It cost them a lot of pain. That questions no beside at that time, right? It rattled them. But now, if you give that same 170 questions to Bawumia, he can't answer them.
Oh,
including he can't answer them. I'm telling you, including his own when the economy, your fundamentals are weak, he will expose you. As I see,
I can answer them. How more about me? I can answer them.
You can't answer them. You can't answer them. Obi no koya, abaywa ne kache so say alawa no way. Abaywa no catch us. I'll go and check and get back to you.
That is a truthful candidate. There
was another video from school. But he want me read the message. Program or say 4-term ruling the EMP or the NDC say Mahama be 1 term rather not 4 term. 1 term because 4 years here 1 term.
Obi Supreme Court. If I'm wrong, correct me. About this 4-year term. If Mahama wins, and then what that means.
I think can crunch in at the court. But that case was thrown out. I don't know, so be able to be another one for court.
So he refiled the case like that, and I think it's still sitting in the Supreme Court because it's a 4-year term now. Like this, are all experiment. We are constitutional. People are people are they are still doubting that no, it doesn't mean if Mahama cannot go 8 years. Those are still lingering in people's mind, and I don't know how the lawyers are helping us address that concern. Whether
lawyers just the Supreme Court to bend a bit my interpretation on that.
So you see,
in the Supreme Court, but to be fair, they're okay. I've been thinking about that to say, look, say Supreme Court, Banana Supreme Court, we catch say 8 years now because there's Supreme judges or more assembly or in analyzing interpretation. Say America, how they do it, that there's a spirit and there's a letter of the Constitution. Just so when it comes to Constitution, it's a living thing and it's capable of growth. And be a living thing, and it was soon our crack and our body. So if it is capable of growth, then at the time when we are constitutional, maybe the contemplation was that at the end of 4 years, by 4 years, 8 years string together. But then, and then 30 years later, the Supreme Court can say that 4 years string together and 1 term. But where the 4 years is truncated, no, it is isolated and a new term begins. It has to continue for another term. Then, because election petition where here 2012, no, the Supreme Court changed the interpretation of some words, the implication of those words. And I won't be surprised the Supreme Court back at Mahama 8 years.
It's a possibility.
That will happen. That can happen too.
I don't know.
Why say Mahama 8 years for what?
What's the Supreme Court?
Yeah, but there's no need for
it. Supreme Court in modern interpretation, Omujiri said, soon suma a war constitution. No, Junior, I want to constitution. It say, you can 2 terms, 2 terms here, 2 consecutive terms, continuous terms. Into one term no is truncated. Now be here 4 years. Now the time and from my faso. Now or start to be aware that 2-year term no must renew again the clock.
But Yanka said 2 terms consecutively. That's not what the Constitution says. It doesn't have to.
I know, but lawyers, judges don't want to say the Constitution be a living thing and it's capable of growth. And
but when it's not,
can interpret it in the growth of.
It will be a stretch. It's not even in the language. So and I don't even see why this is relevant. Mahama cannot serve more than 4 years. He should come do, if he wins, he should do 4 years and walk away quietly. That's all.
But Supreme Court can't obey me another time after 4 years and one. Yeah, so, 8 years. We won't be able to do anything about it.
It must be. We must find a way to shut it down. I won't support that. I will not support that one bit. He cannot, because already, sir, at a meals we are matwa, people are considering that as 1 term already. Oh, so when you add his on 4 years now, he served 2 terms already in Obimu books. So you are going to make it worse by allowing him to serve 4 terms. No, it won't go down well. And I don't think we should even go there.
And the want to even entertain anything like
that. Yeah, don't go down that path. A slippery slope, and we don't want any. This is a teaching democracy. We need all the peace we can get. Yeah, we're much bigger fries, like removing NPP from power. We have much bigger fish to fry than to go into that Supreme Court presidential terms.
A bigger problem, which is to remove you people from power.
They won't go quietly. They won't go quietly. But they have to be appended from power.
Okay. But you don't see me can't just about Bawumia will have to answer 175 questions. So into more for Bawumia, no may answer questions.
It's fair. What I'm saying to those people is that the questions were generated by Bawumia. If the other political party is that serious, let them also generate their own question and bring it to us and see if we will not answer to them. That is what the point I'm throwing to them.
Those old questions and yeah, more questions. Let them
do the thinking and also generate a set of questions. Because generating a set of questions is simple. We are lecturer, we are professor. Now generating questions you have to be thoughtful about those questions. You just can't generate questions and put them out there. So I'm challenging them that if it is that easy, I'm challenging them. Let them generate their own set of questions and throw it to us, and let's see.
But they don't need 170. Look, challenge me. Challenge me. I'll come back on Sister Fierce show. 10 questions. You can't answer.
Challenge me. We are talking about
economics, religion, from social, everything.
Not management questions.
Economics.
Me questions not from NDT because I see the challenge they are throwing to more NDC is a more questions. They will answer it for you. Into NDC.
And I say 170. So once you won't remember a lot of the questions. Just 10. MPP cannot answer economy from production, from taxation to production and all those things. When we start there, you won't be able to answer.
Let the NDC do the thinking. They are looking for the power.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a consultant, but if I'm consulting with them, I can give them 10, 15 questions that will rattle NPP. If I'm consulting with them,
let's wait for the questions to come.
Let me a political science minor. I'm my undergraduate. I was a political science minor. Don't forget that.
So for 175 questions in na MPP for so answer questions more. John Campbell, they'll say NDC for they are joking. Tina they be mobile no cancer more. MPP for instead of marketing or more. Saponsi, if you please, NDC, John Mahama, they can't win any elections again. They even stop this issue about say, bet me another 4 years. Now, I remember visiting Ghana, and most Ghanaians saying that when another comes, everything will be okay, and never the Akwakosi. And now, so say, then we would all start considering a president after 2 terms to come back after a certain period. And yes, into also kind of any kind of say may consider say a Supreme Court to create change the interpretation of the Constitution. They say Mahama 8 on some maybe Emma so any other omunano omobeji atum. Abdul Sami Dawood say ni is simply NDC sympathizer. Then any why NDC for Juma searching na akwakobuza questions. E dey abrom we Juma. Imano say that's what he wants to do. When he wins and gets majority in parliament, Mahama person sister constitution now your man is starting so another 4 years to do. And one of person if your mama money now, I'm can't Supreme Court judges they should never let it happen because and yes, any year constitution is a year mano Emma Sabio crown. Noble message or the about say Allan and they the best candidate about any NDC MPP for the Anton chain. Near for Nomra as a neutral person to come and change system now. I say no MIA. Patrick no see ni busa mama why he some mama no bibi of flats now we if I vote I benya ho yeah didn't pay tax ni ade etua ni ade a ni na me na munyina mase na say na mo join ye na mo so mo de mo adwen kire be support ma me na wate bebe na ya asari amponsa na asari party executive me bo a
communication member MPP USA.
MPP USA communication and I need to HR consultant NDC communication
consultant
non-aligned fire non-aligned.
I don't belong to any party. I'm non-partisan. Me a pro Ghana. That's my stance. Pro Ghana. Anything that helps Ghana, I will speak up for it. And if it favors one party or the other, then so be it.
Catch what I'm saying. Yes.
Oh yeah, I strongly.
Yes, big
time.
Anything for Ghana.
We Nkrumah is you are automatically pro Ghana. You can't go wrong.
That's true.
Because Nkrumah was pro Ghana, unlike Nanado.
Oh, Nanado more obey Nkrumah fine.
Yeah.
Now say na free SHS then Nkrumah policy. Free SHS no Nkrumah policy. They don't want to give Nkrumah credit for that. Catch you Catch you say Nkrumah policy. Nkrumah is a continuation
Nanaya.
Ni mijitum ni enkas mijitum. Nkrumah Nkrumah yema Ghana no. Me see MPP pe na second. Other parties you know omo be ho cry.
Yo, Nana, ni Yadamasi Baby, Musa sending message now. Afro mind inspired, or see free education on your 419. Who are the liars now? They sent for no more opposition or man, no, I'm the propaganda na ye adwuma na because adwuma de na Bawumia obetimi aye pa. That is why free cities at least anya hwe kra no they work and no and ebetimi aboa wo mo pa. Abdul Basit and Dana. Oh, we've just worked on 50 plus live views for you. Bosses, they will stay on for some time. Okay. Say views 50. Yeah, they am one view cry okay. Say befa pay no around see do body na kan kete we say enye do rewura. Yeah, they say views 1,000 in one you nya one views cry we go fire. We don't care. Adwuma na ne say ebeko because ye nim say Ghana na kasa ye mpanya asesem. Konkonsan ya sum ye ne Bible cracker. Say mreni do in the last days people will stop listening to sound doctrine. You better kotia na asesem kwa asem atem didie. Enti don't worry, you have one view, we are okay with it. What I say? Your corner style be yeah there no. But your views no more on YouTube and yeah and a radio, yeah, you live on radio, yeah, social media on radio, yeah, the more crazy be I I'm saying fast that my high life radio name, National radio name, me got to FM okukren to me. Kings Jersey radio so New Jersey Rapprochement Adampopa media France and Belgium and more picking it has been live on 101.7 FM DJ Kojo Hansen and a friend saying DOP Adibedi Akon and mama Kenyina DJ All Black. Thank you so much production team Nina Richard Nate also may radio message and afra bebre by lots of messages came today. I didn't see it. I'm just seeing Odia now Odia Bani. So sorry, why? Raphael Nketi, also Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the obvious choice. Francis Covenantis, if you're good evening and good night to you. Good night will be a Wednesday. We will continue. Thank God this over here. So now I dare action. Juliet watching us in you are not pro Ghana Bia. Odia me hear mama so need some okay in this year now. Ed Mefo, or see if you please leave Nana on fire. Ni my and I say Nino, ni more chance of fire. We just need a good leadership. No, I bet me at Sagana Shebren at the Equadia and Shada MY baby. Yeah, I want to say good evening if you are watching you live from Freedom, Italy, Italy for so my pa, you better also Wednesday. I catch that, yeah, for such a day and nature that Cassavite, near Musan questions in the vision or the Bebani youth now, Omu, one side now. What is his plan for the youth near dinner? I didn't remember. Before I better abandon. But good night. Yakopon here no ma at the part enchi yina maminja with a dear way. Your friend saying you receive don't get your kind but ever cross it. Me say there is no candidate in MPP that can match. Well, this is 2019 video. This is what I said Ansana Omoko primaries no. President Mahama than Bawumia. Say MPP ye mistake. Na election petition we kojo. Nasi ya de mamo, and I am from mamo. Nasi Supreme Court kasi yang kwa tuwa babio, and they cry the namu grandma so more. But the Supreme Court the mamo, they say the 2012 Supreme Court the mama say mama diwadi Bawumia brofu kwa no betna. So brofu on the face of the pink sheet. My lord, you and I were not there. Mia koki kaye nyina masa. To know one crime say for us so they gave us a Mahama Kokotana Jubilee. Do him and Supreme Court say any city abontin or Mokokas or more win or Mudu Court or Mr. Be winning. Young call second run. As I do court, you go see your size. One until I'm about to go back boys a chair no 20 to already I took by the years I do when you're the baby quick. I see I don't could you also every you see your size? We should take your temperature. Not said one can say no, my lord. The baptism of fire there. I've gotten it pa. No idiot. You must be smart and sensible to even know, say, what will be a case against you for it to file Mayor Code 2024. There is nobody in MPP today, and there's nobody in MPP to come. See, nothing will happen. The Ebesidia will MPP me who, Allan Chamati who, why you Bawumia Nebeko 2024. Man for now, Modia Mamon ko ye you kwa mo lose we. Se mo afa Bawumia ko 2024 mo lose we. Bawumia na for go. Because all the people who indicated that more interest over the last 10-12 years, Bawumia has marketed himself from election petition. At even 2008, a Juma wa ye. Wa marketing na ho sa ba bedru na obeyi no to dem fa no because man for Bawumia mba me NDC am nye campaign kra me campaign message ba ko pe all them people from pe not necessary So on say MPP for mpe Bawumia asem. So on say MPP for a year film. Na ma shada kofa Aliu Mahama asem abam say ah, de omde Aliu Mahama ni bi anom de Bawumia no. Ti mo mpe mo asem a, mo fa Bawumia.
To congratulate Professor J. Nano Pokwajeman for a wonderful day, and we hope, we have the firm belief that the party is solidly behind her and behind President John Dramani.